Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Connor Knowles, and this is the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode 109. Joining me, as always, Daniel Navaroli.
Hello, what's up, gamers? Happy Mario Day.
Happy Mario Day. I hate how we made that up. And returning from the depths of a cave somewhere in England, Steven Sims.
I'm back, bitches.
That's it. That's all you gotta say.
I've got this. I feel like I've got like this weird filter going on me, but it doesn't matter. I'm glad to be back. My computer died. A terrible death. Like it really died.
It literally died. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a whole thing. Like it was a whole. I had no computer. I just nothing. So yeah, guys, thanks for carrying. Thanks for carrying on the show. It was great to listen to every Friday. I was really excited. Like I had exclusive couple of hours Patreon exclusive access hours before the show went live. So
did you pay us? Where's my fucking money?
I didn't get it.
$25, bud.
I woke up last Friday and I was like, I really want to know what they say about Pokemon. So I was just there at 6 a.m. listening to these two fucking idiots talking about.
I cannot
Pokemon
imagine eagerly awaiting my thoughts on something.
It was like, what was it? It was, I woke up because I wake up every morning to like a good conversation between you guys. I'm like, I miss all the gold content. Like you guys have a good conversation between the hours of 12 and 4 in the morning. I'm like, well, why can't I be a part of this? And Connor texts me and goes, look, I'm sorry about calling you a thumb. And I was like, I couldn't even imagine the context of that conversation. I was like...
I don't know why he brought it up.
I was just like... What? Okay,
it's just,
right.
Sims, go ahead. Look at the thumb, okay? You see that? The most useful of the fingers, okay? That's you, bud. Right there.
Thanks, man.
I am Sims.
I really appreciate it. I'm really bright. I'm starting to get upset about it.
You are. You look like me today. But it's okay. It's okay. You can always look like me. Because this is the Nerdic Gods Podcast that you can catch over at youtube.com/Nerdic Gods. And you should subscribe to us over there. Because we're almost at 200. And you're really helpful. You can also catch us on audio platforms. If that is your preferred method. Yeah, 2 away. 200. We'll get there soon.
2 away.
And it could be you. Anyways, guys. Been another busy week in the world of video
Before
games.
we get to that, Connor, we need to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's go. I got little Obi right here. I got my saber, Obi-Wan's saber. Okay. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Duel of the Fates.
I always like it when Daniel busts out the lightsaber, you know?
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Like, we gotta make use of these somehow. Yeah. What the fuck else am I gonna do with them?
I got my Skywalker saber over there, too.
Okay, yeah, hell yeah, we can talk about the Obi-Wan trailer. That's all I really want to talk about anyways. I know Sims is eager to fucking talk about it too. Anyways, the Obi-Wan trailer was released. There you go. Give me a good hello there, Daniel.
Hello there.
Oh, he jumped too. Wow, that was great. Bravo, Daniel. Is that Ian McGregor himself? Wow.
It's me.
I come back.
But Obi-Wan. So excited. Probably the most hyped trailer I've seen in a very long time. I'm going to be honest.
I was thinking about this yesterday. This is legitimately the most excited I've been for a Star Wars thing since probably Force Awakens, I would say.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is saying a lot because that was like 2015 at this point. So I was like, what, 8 years ago, 7 years ago?
Or even 2014. I think we got the teaser. But yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Very exciting, though. Can't wait for the Obi-Wan show. Gonna be fucking great. May 25th. Oh, yeah. We're all very excited.
May 25th, excited. Let's go.
I have questions about so in the beginning of the trailer, he's staring at some kid. Is that supposed to be Luke?
Yeah. That's Uncle Owen you see in the
Well, how do we know it's Luke? Like, why do you guys all
That's their house.
It's Uncle Owen. It's their house. You see Uncle Owen. What do you mean? How do you, like, who else is it going to be? What other kid?
You offended us by asking a question. It's okay.
Oh, wow.
It's their house, okay?
It's my little Disney Infinity.
I've got one. I think I've got that.
If it would
franchise.
Yeah, if it doesn't focus.
We went out and like, I think my kid was having this operation. So we're like, how do we treat our child? Let's buy the Disney Infinity game. She'll love that. You know, Frozen.
Oh yeah, so many properties.
And then I was like, oh, we'll pick up some Marvel ones because why not? So we went around buying all these figures. And then like a month later, dead.
That
so we just had this big bag. So we went to back to the same shop a couple of months ago, and we literally stood there for an hour while this woman typed in every single character. She was like, "Oh, that's 10p. Oh, that's 25p. Oh, that's £1."
Why are there so much?
I don't know.
See, there's a few more Star Wars ones I want, so I
might have them. I might have them. I might have thrown them away actually. But no, yeah, I think I had like Yoda, like Darth Maul.
Yeah, I don't have Yoda. I
Darth
don't have
Maul was
Maul.
like I think she couldn't take
Chewbacca.
Darth Maul because I think the one end of his lightsaber fell off, and I was like, well, maybe she's not gonna realize because like this girl doesn't watch Star Wars. And then the manager was like, oh yeah, that's Brute, and I was like, listen, dickhead.
There's also some Rebels characters. Like, I gotta get the rest of these Star Wars ones.
Fucking losers.
Just to tie this back into video games, you see the base that you see at the end of Jedi Fallen Order in the trailer for Obi-Wan.
The Inquisitor base.
Cool.
If you remember the Inquisitors, they are in this. They get I forget the main guy. Do you remember his name? Because he is the one from Rebels.
Mr. Inquisitor.
No, he's important in Rebels, but he's the one that they show with the circular spinning lightsaber. I want to see him.
Is that the one
float.
that dies at the end of season 1 of Rebels?
He does die, yeah. So,
okay.
This is obviously before that. So, yeah, I want to see him float. Have it fan, and he floats, and he glides down. He better be doing that.
That'd be fucking crazy in live action.
I know.
Definitely. Anyways, guys, it has been another busy week in the world of video games. What am I starting with? We did not discuss this.
Gotham Knights.
Professional.
That's the
Gotham
thumbnail.
Knights.
Yes.
Okay, great. WB Montreal's Gotham Knights finally got a release date, and it will be released on October 25th, 2022. Here we go, guys. Batman. Gotham Knights.
Close to my birthday, so kind of a late birthday present for me, which is cool. We got a release date. Excited. We've seen so much of this game. Like, I honestly was gonna say
we really
like,
have it though
trailer.
when like you consider everything overall. Like, we got those 2 trailers that don't have gameplay, and then the one really long gameplay one about
the beginning.
It'll be 2 years ago by the time the game comes out. So yeah, we haven't seen it.
Maybe they'll show some more. Have like another like
Certainly
DC
over the
fandom,
summer we're gonna see something.
Yeah, maybe they'll do another fandom this year.
You know, I like the dome. I'm all about the dome.
If they got stuff to show, sure. If they got stuff to show, you show it, you know?
It'd be interesting to see after 2 years from that one trailer, then last year not seeing anything, how much the gameplay's changed.
It's a good
me
question.
too. Very curious.
Because something's changed.
Just in general, I'm sure that it's going to look different. It's going to look better. I'm sure that it's just going to be a better experience, obviously. If you look in that picture, it's kind of hard to tell with the thumbnail, but in that image that I have, it's the 4 of the main characters that you're playing as, and then in the shadows, as on the street, is Batman's head.
Penguin.
He is 100% in this game. Easily. We all know he's not dead. They're not going to kill Batman. No way. He's the Bat.
You think like you unlock him as a 5th character eventually?
No, he'll be in the story. You're not going to ever play as Batman. But
you don't think?
Yeah,
you don't think?
I could see it.
It
seems like the type of game where they could even add characters as DLC. So like maybe they end up with 6 in all, and then have like you unlock Batman towards the end, and then another one as DLC.
Replayability.
I don't think so. I don't see why you would do that. Just make it the 4 characters. They might do a DLC with him, but I don't see him as like in this game. If anything, his head is there. His head is there. If anything, it might be like the Catwoman sections of the Arkham series, where it is not like huge sections of the game.
That was the worst DLC. It was a good DLC, but like that was the worst way to get.
I'm not talking about DLC.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the game.
The Catwoman one?
No, I'm just talking about in the game where you play as Catwoman.
You talk about in Arkham City, right?
Well, no, you do it I think you do it in Night as well. There are just sections of the game where you just play as Catwoman.
In City though, you had to pre-order the game to get that. It probably came with like the Ultimate Edition or whatever, but
I don't remember like pre-ordering the game. I just remember there being a section in the campaign of you play as Catwoman.
Yeah,
Batman, Arkham City.
Arkham City and Arkham Knight both had sections where you play as Catwoman. But what I'm saying is maybe that there's something like that with Batman where you are like investigating the court of owls and you're just playing as him. Maybe not like actual Batman stuff. Maybe it's more Bruce Wayne. You're just kind of like investigating stuff.
I'm still disappointed this game isn't in the Arkham universe.
I mean, it's not Rocksteady. That's why.
Yeah, but I mean, they made one in the Arkham universe already, right?
Technically, no. They always only call it the Arkham trilogy. They only ever call it the Arkham trilogy.
Yeah, but I mean, Origins is part of it.
It's supposed to not be.
I guess according to Rocksteady, it isn't.
Yeah.
But according to WB, it probably is.
I would go by with what Rocksteady would say, because it's not the origin that they would have wanted, right?
Sure.
They probably would have wanted something different, but I think that Batman will show up in some way. I don't think he will be playable, or at least like the other characters.
Sims, any answers first?
I don't know. It says like, people who also ask, how do you get Catwoman in Batman Arkham City? It says to play the Catwoman DLC. Then it says the 4 Catwoman missions are included in the main game. You will encounter these as you play through the story. Once you have completed the main story, you'll be able to switch between Catwoman and playing as Batman as you explore the city.
Yeah, those are just sections. But I know that there are you thinking of the challenge missions, Connor? Because there's those like
I could have sworn that whole Catwoman section was like you had to pre-order the game to get that originally.
Well, there are those challenge missions where you're doing like fights and you're just and you could that's when you get all the other characters.
I just remember it being like outrageous that like this was behind a pre-order thing when it was like such a part of the game.
They had like Nightwing, I think, was another one where you can like do the challenge as Nightwing. I think Tim Drake was one with his like, staff. Like there was a few of them that you could do like the challenge sections, but I just remember them being in the game. Her main
Arkham
missions.
Asylum, Arkham City, Catwoman bundle, story pack.
So how are we feeling about this game overall? Is kind of what I want to talk about. Like, do we think is this going to be like a game of the year contender type thing, or is this just going to be a kind of middling Batman game?
As long as I could play by myself, really, like I'm fine. Like then I'd be cool with it. I don't want like have to have people with me, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about too. How reliant on the co-op is it? You know, is there
just mean AI with me?
Yeah, that's a good point because you always have at least one with you. I think I remember from the trailer. So
it seemed like it was 2 only, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if is it more like a Borderlands thing where like someone's gonna pop in and out like that, or I just don't know what they're going for. Yeah, I think we do obviously need more here. Actually, like we do need another trailer, another good breakdown or something like that. I guess the fandom would be a good spot for that. That does happen in like early October, so they could do it like right before the game launches.
Is it that late? I thought it was earlier than that.
No, the DC fandom was in the. It might be like September, but I know it wasn't like summer, so.
That seems a little late. They might want to do something at E3 then.
Yeah, we still don't have an E3 exactly, but.
No, but either Keeley's thing or something like that.
We should start getting dates for that stuff pretty soon. Yeah,
I'm surprised that people are quite down on it. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I think the co-op's probably the most exciting part about the game. Like, who doesn't want to be 2 heroes in Gotham in any city? Like, 2 heroes together fighting the bad guys. Doing
the crime.
You know what I mean? Like, just having a good time. Like, I just don't know. I think, but hearing people think, quite down on it, don't think it's going to be Game of the Year contender. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Like, it's definitely going to be in a conversation. Some people's.
Be a good one for you, Natalie, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I didn't like the last one. What was that one? I didn't enjoy it. Arkham Knight. I couldn't get into it.
I love Arkham Knight.
I just don't know. I think the open world kind of ruined it for me. I think my favourite one. I didn't even enjoy Arkham City that much, but Asylum was phenomenal. Like, Asylum's one of my favourite games.
I love Asylum. Cities.
Yeah, Asylum was so good. But I don't know. I think once they opened it up a bit, it kind of just a bit. Didn't like the floating around stuff. Like, I don't know. That just upset me.
Arkham Knight. I mean, I had the same problem as everyone else. I love that game overall, but the tank was obviously not fun. And then
they just did too much of it.
Yeah, I thought driving around was actually pretty fun, but then when you were doing the combat stuff, I thought that was pretty bad. And then the story just kind of copied that one story, which I already knew. So it was I forget what that other story.
I mean, it's a few. They kind of did a little bit of other things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Arkham Knight himself was a different. Well, I mean, it didn't end up being a completely different character, but it was a new character before the reveal.
Yes. I mean, I really like the story. I think that's the best part of Arkham Knight.
Yeah, good game overall. So, how do we think this lays out WB's plans for the rest of the year? Because we got this in October, and I was always assuming this was the first one, and then it was Hogwarts Legacy, and then it was Suicide Squad. So, are we thinking Hogwarts Legacy?
So we got
not this year?
April and October, right? So, I mean, there's plenty of time for Harry Potter. So, who knows?
Oh, you're right. Lego Star Wars in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were going to have 4 big games, or no, 5 with Lord of the Rings. So they were going to have like 5 games this year. So now we at least know one's not this year. So they're supposedly still going to have 4 games. I don't remember when Lord of the Rings is coming out.
That's the Gollum game, isn't it?
Oh, Gollum.
Yeah. Hasn't that been given a date?
It might have a date already. So I'd like to know when that's coming out too, because then Harry Potter could easily be a summer game. Could be like an August game.
Like, you think it's going to be before Gotham Knights? I guess maybe that's yeah, it could. I guess I don't know.
We haven't seen it in a while, so who knows?
Colin said he heard Colin Moriarty from Sacred Assembly. He said that he heard that game was in trouble with Hogwarts, and he heard it's not coming out this year. So I don't. Maybe he's right. I don't know. That was a little while ago.
They could save it, but WB's output has been really slow in these past few years. So they have a lot of games building up because you assume NetherRealms is getting ready to pop as well, right? It's been a while since MK11. I think it was 2019, and then they did 2020 was their DLC. So
yeah,
they're probably
I gotta
ready.
think too. Wonder Woman can't be too far off. You know,
their
last game, what was that team's name?
That is Monolith.
Monolith, yeah. Their last game was in 2017, so I don't think that one could be too far off either.
Definitely. I mean, they have a lot. They've been building. They just haven't released anything recently.
Yeah, definitely.
Sims? I don't think we see Harry Potter this year. Maybe not even next year. I don't know. I think it's
December.
One of those. Nah, I don't know.
Harry Potter has like a Christmassy vibe a lot of the time.
There's too much dirty laundry in there that goes with it, and
I guess. So they'd be best for them just to release it, right? And then
I think there's a lot of politics with games nowadays. Like, I think what was the story the other day that what was that game? They announced it, but they can't get the stuff for it. The Star Wars game. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's a bad stink around it, people start to avoid it. Maybe they can't get the stuff for the Harry Potter game. People are like, I don't want to be associated with the J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, but they've been making that game for a long time.
Yeah, but who knows? Like, you hear about it once. I always think if you hear about it once and you don't hear anything ever again, it kind of is. That's not good. That's not a good thing.
Not always the case.
I like communication. Let's just talk about these things. Let's just.
I'm with you. I think the video game industry is way too secretive. I think we need to hear. I think these devs need to be way more talkative. Not necessarily showing a trailer all the time, but don't be secretive all the time. Like I think that everybody's way too secretive.
Who was it? Was it the Halo set up a precedent of like they had that problem. They didn't release the game, and then every month last year was like, let's talk about this
little update.
And then there was something else, wasn't there? There was another one that's doing something along these lines. I think Dead Space is doing something like that now.
They did that little
they've got a
tech
new one
demo
next
thing.
week.
They're doing another stream or whatever. Yeah.
And a little blog post. Let's talk about these things. Hogwarts. Let's just sit down and say, look, this is the problem.
Hogwarts, we haven't seen. We've seen like next to nothing of that game.
We don't know if there's any dev issues. It doesn't
seem
like there is.
But we can assume, and I will assume, that people
don't
want to be.
We haven't seen anything.
I like to assume. You got to think about.
It's also a very unproven studio developing that game.
No, you're right.
The other Avalanche. They haven't made anything significant.
Yeah, Sims is taking 2 different issues and trying to combine them. Like you're saying that something with J.K. Rowling,
it's a massive issue.
Is one thing, and then the dev stuff is completely different. It has nothing to do with this.
But look at the story that's coming out of the Star Wars thing. Of people don't want to be associated with that studio.
Yeah, but that's not the same thing. They're just now starting that game. This game has been in the making for years.
Fair enough.
This is the dev stuff. If there is dev issues, that's its own problem. And
maybe
J.K. Rowling stuff is its own issue.
Maybe they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about this game because
until it's ready.
They're worried about not even that until it's ready. They just don't want to talk about it because they're going to get the blowback of why the fuck should we play this game? Or why would we give? Because at the end of the day, when this game sells, which it will sell, people will be like, I don't want to give my money to Mrs. Rowling. I don't want to do that. And that could be a problem. So maybe they're just waiting for the dust to die, or J.K. Rowling to delete Twitter. Of course, she should do that.
Is that dust gonna die though? Like I don't
know.
You know what I mean?
Probably.
Harry Potter's a massive IP.
Well,
I said
attached to Harry Potter.
Yeah, I mean, unless somebody rips the IP from her, which I doubt that. But you know,
oh, mate, that's going to happen one day.
What do you have to give her for that?
Ridiculous amounts of money.
Let's go, Disney.
I was just saying like a Lucas thing, yeah. But I think that the game, we have no reason to believe that they've had dev issues. So like, might as well just put it out when it's ready.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, misspoke when it comes to dev, but I just feel like they don't want to talk about it. I feel like they just, if they put anything on there, like the backlash will be, the conversation around it is so negative. That's the problem.
That has nothing to do with the video game.
I just want to see some goddamn gameplay.
Yeah, but as soon as they see it, they're going to be like, "Oh, fair enough, the game looks good." But, and there's always going to be a but, isn't there? Like, I don't know.
There shouldn't always be a but.
But there is, like, that's unfortunately that's there's always a but. Like, you can. The game comes on the shelf, you press download, you buy the game, and this is Daniel Navaroli, and he's like, "Oh, I'll play the game. I'll enjoy what the developers made." But then the other side of the world, are the people with a voice and a bigger voice than we have. They'll be like, "I'm not doing it," and they just don't want that negative IGN big block, IGN post. They don't want the game spot. This is the problem.
I mean, that's another thing though, is that like, we're going to hear that conversation a lot of why you shouldn't support this game and stuff like that because of J.K. Rowling, but the casual audience that just cares about
Harry Potter, but
they're not going to hear jack shit about that.
It's hard. That's my opinion on the matter of, like, I just feel like they've not said out because they don't want to bring that stink up again. That's my opinion. But
I'd be curious to see if people put their money where their mouth is. Like, if you really don't want to support J.K. Rowling, don't buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
But more than likely, all these people are going to buy the fucking game.
Do you think IGN? Do you think GameSpot? Do you think Game Informer? Do you think...
Yeah, IGN's going to put out a fucking review the same day they put out an article saying you shouldn't buy the game,
Or some think piece, right? Or something like that. They're going to do something, and they're also going to review the game. So it's not going to matter.
They're going to review it, give it a fucking 9, and then they'll be like, yeah, but don't buy it.
Or an 8 or 7 or whatever.
Fucking buy it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of hypocritical when you get into these big companies.
Of course it is, yeah, 100%. You got to make an article. You got to put so many people. You have to put so many articles a day on there.
I'll say this too. Do we even think the better the media that I care about, which is the smaller companies, the Easy Allies, Kind of Funny, Sacred Symbols? Do you think any of them are going to not review the game as well?
I bet there'd be certain.
Probably not.
I think
you'll get a small handful probably that'll like take a stance and do that, and like I'm not saying any of those specific 3 will. I'm sure all 3 that you just named will, but I'm sure someone.
I'm sure someone
will take a stance, but
I'm sure there'll be certain people in these companies that'll be like, I don't feel comfortable being on a podcast, whatever. Maybe I don't know.
It just seems to me. It just seems so dismissive of work of hundreds of people.
Of course. I agree.
It's a dismissive thing to me. Like I don't really like it at all. I'm gonna be honest.
I agree, but that's just the way I see the world. I'm afraid. I don't know. Like I'll buy it. J.K. Rowling's nobody to me. Like I enjoy the Harry Potter. I enjoy the movies. I've never read the books, but if the game looks good, I'll pick it up. Because obviously these developers have worked hard and etc. etc. But I just feel like they just don't want that other side of the conversation. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. Maybe the game's just not ready. Hey, the game's just not ready. We just talked about it for 25 minutes. Hey, the game's not ready.
There you go, making content.
Yeah.
Next up, Square Enix and Luminous Productions have delayed Forspoken to later this year on October 11th. Wah, wah, wah. Sims, I know you're looking forward to this one.
Actually devastated. Genuinely devastated. Like I've gone on record to say many times of like, this might be my most anticipated game. I don't know what. There's something about it. When I look at it, I'm like, that looks magical. It looks great. Like that cool hip hop, like cool kid. Like, oh no, I'm in a different world. Oh no. Like I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like the old 90s. Like there's an old 90s film where this kid was on like this kid was in this like sewer and it was like balancing on this like railing and then he fell off and he went into this tunnel, and it was in like this other world with like ninja rats. Please help me, because I know I'm not dreaming.
Is this the never-ending story?
No, I don't know what it was, but it was like, they're cool. I don't know, but
sure
what's it? Do you know what I'm on about?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh man, I don't know what it is. I'm going to Google this. But
this
no,
isn't Narnia.
I had toys of this program, of this film. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't know, that kind of thing vibes with me of like, not the white. I've never really watched The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, but you know, being sucked into a different world and like the dragons and the big landscape, you know, how big and massive things are, and then I don't know, like games for the past couple of years, like is it what's the game that I was going to play but Connor played and I never played? Pathless. And then the other one, these slidey games that have come out all of a sudden, like, I don't know, it just looks cool. I don't know, something about it, like being in the big dragons and this cool hip hop girl that's like from a different world, but now she's like battling for this world. I don't know, man, it's cool, man. I'm excited.
I think she's from Earth.
You know what I'm saying though, like different.
Yeah, she's like from New York.
I didn't come back to this fucking podcast to be corrected. Okay, all right. Now, if you'd like to speak amongst yourself, I'm going to find this thing that I just thought about, because I did not imagine it. And yes, I'm going to Google everything I said. Guy on a pole falls down. Different world. Sewer rats.
I probably know this movie too. It's just the funny thing. But yeah, for Spoken, I'm optimistic. I can't even say it. I'm optimistic of this game. But I still don't know if it's going to be great. Like, the visuals look good. A lot of the effects, like Game Informer is doing their cover story this month about it, which is really cool. They put out a video yesterday showing some spells and like some of the effects. And, like, some of the effects of those spells look awesome. I don't know if it's going to be a great game. But we'll see.
Tim's just laughing at something.
I'm Googling movie about a kid falls into a sewer, wakes up ninja rats. Press Google.
Don't click the Pornhub link to that, all right?
Oh no. Yeah, like I think this game is in an interesting position. I assume the delay is only a good thing though.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the delay could only make the game better, right? So,
and I wonder why the delay. Was it feedback from like players, maybe? Like early play tests?
I mean, I don't know. What are you gonna do in 5 months that'll help with that? But it's probably just polishing reasons, right? You know, like the game.
I mean, they've showed a decent amount.
Sure, but that doesn't always. I mean, they're showing you what you want to see. You know.
That's true. I mean, we'll see how much they do with the Game Informer cover.
Yeah,
this month.
I'm pretty disappointed by this one, actually. As you know, I'm always for delays. If you got delayed your game, delay your game. But this was my May game, and from that standpoint,
this was the May game.
Yeah, this was the May game. I'm a little bit disappointed now. There's not really a big AAA. There's a huge gap now between AAA releases. I'm sure we'll get it more filled out soon, but it's like
we're getting a lot in the fall now.
Yeah, the fall is starting to fill out here, which is exciting. But now it's just like Lego Star Wars, and then there's a huge gap until like Mario Strikers, and it's like, okay, well,
early October, or I'm sorry, early April. I mean,
Lego Star Wars is early April, and then like mid-June is Mario Strikers, and then I'm just like, okay, well, I got a huge gap there. Come on, indies, let's go, indies, put your games out there, you know. But so from that standpoint, I'm disappointed. But yeah, I think the game it still looks cool to me. We'll talk about the trailer that we got at the State of Play in a little bit, but I still think it looks cool. I think the gameplay looks very fun. The movement looks awesome. Still don't know about this story. I don't know what they're doing there. It's we didn't really get more of that yesterday, so not really too much more to judge there.
Yeah, it was more just a kind of a visual trailer than anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the game looks cool. I don't know if this is going to be like a game of the year contender type of thing, but
there's always room for 8 out of 10 games, right?
Sure.
Good games, but that's about it, right? There's always room for those games.
They got to come out, right? So
right? Yeah. I mean, Square is not always, as much as I like Square, they're not always like putting out bangers all the time. They put out so many games.
Final Fantasy Origins,
Who knows? That could be game of the year, okay? Do not say anything about Origins.
Oh, what a terrible year that would be. Yeah, this beats out Elden Ring.
I would love it. I
Uh,
would love nothing more than Final Fantasy Origins to be Game of the Year.
We should all buy that, Gabe.
You know, like Keeley comes out to Limp Bizkit and he's like, Game of the Year, Final Fantasy Origins. And everyone's like, yeah,
Chaos,
Fantasy
chaos. Riots in the streets of LA.
I would
Fucking
love
nerds going nuts. Tims, did you find the name?
Yes, I did. You'll be pleased to know that we are watching a trailer to this in a minute. After this show, we'll wrap it up. We're watching this before you go to work. I'm going to tell you the name.
What's the name of the movie?
No, I'm not telling you.
The name.
I want to show you.
Okay.
It's not the
I feel like I probably know this movie.
The film came out in 1997.
Okay. I probably know the movie.
I'm so excited.
I can't remember. It's not TMNT.
No, I said it was a good movie.
Overwatch 2 has gotten an update of some sort. Overwatch 2 will have new content on a regular basis. PvP testing is starting this week. This first PvP alpha will be limited to Blizzard employees and pros, and closed PvP beta will begin in April with more players.
Yeah, they're doing like a PC only, it sounds like, public test or public beta. And I'm pretty sure like that piece, like the pro player thing, because I think the Overwatch League starts soon, and they're playing like an early version of 2. They're not starting with like Overwatch 1 with this season. They're
I had
playing
no idea
2.
this game was like in a state to be played. So this is cool.
I mean, we've known that about the pros. We've known that they.
We've known they've been playing.
We've known. No. We know that the Overwatch League will be playing 2.
Oh,
not that I don't know how long they've been playing. Have they been playing? But it seems like they've been doing testing. So the pros have probably already been playing the game. But
helping out the developers' purposes,
helping them out, and then getting ready for the league because it's going to be slightly different. So they want
like the league is like a competition, and the competition will be held
you never heard
Overwatch 2.
I have my Overwatch League hat.
Dude, esports is like a whole world. I don't touch it. I don't look at it. It's just over
I've talked about Overwatch League on the show before.
Yeah, you listen. We don't.
I just tune out for that part of the show. Will we talk about Narnia?
Yeah, so they'll be playing Overwatch, and Overwatch 2 is going to be slightly different. Like they're doing the 5-on-5 now. It's not 6. They've cut out one of the tanks, which is very interesting. And I don't know if I like them cutting one of the tanks out. Is there something funny? Did I say something?
I don't know. I'm just dying. He's thinking about the trailer.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, they cut out one of them, the tanks, which I still don't know if I like that. And I need to feel how that's gonna, play in the game. But I'm
it's
curious.
5-on-5 now, isn't it? Not 6-on-5.
It's 5. It's not 6. Yeah.
So you had 2 tanks.
Overwatch.
Support.
Overwatch went through no. That's not how they're doing it. So Overwatch went through a bunch of changes. Like it initially was like, you could pick any character and have as many of those characters on your team. So you can have like 6 Winstons, right? But then like they immediately, it took a little bit, like a month, and then they were like, no, you can do any character, but you can only have one of each on each team, which makes way more sense. And then it was that way for a long time. And then they switched to basically the meta became having 4 tanks and 2 healers, and it just broke the game. They called it in the Overwatch League, they called it GOATs. That was like the name of the meta, and GOATs lasted for like a year of Overwatch, and people hated it because like they weren't using damage dealers really. It was only so many characters people were seeing. They were just seeing the same characters, both teams, and they're just fighting with these same characters. It wasn't fun. And then they switched to roles. So then it became 2 damage dealers, 2 tanks, and 2 healers. And when you like went to play a game, you had to like, I'm picking damage dealer or pick a particular role. Or I think you could select like Annie if you wanted to. So now what they're doing in Overwatch 2 is they're cutting off one of the tanks. So it is two damage dealers, 2 healers, and 1 tank. So the tank position has gotten less for even the pros. So there's like, I know it's a big question of like, what is that off tank guy gonna do now in the pro league? Like his position
he's there.
No, his position.
Other guys.
No, what I'm saying is his position was just complete. Like that position in the game was just removed. Like now it's only like main tank players, basically.
I'm sure if it doesn't work, they can just put 6 in, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully they
This
can.
is what the beta is all about, isn't it?
Hopefully
sure,
they
like
can
you said,
twist.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about 5 without playing it, right? So we'll see.
We shall see. We shall see. Just to turn this to my own interest, weren't they supposed to make a campaign for Overwatch 2?
Yeah, there's a story, and then there's like a co-op PvE mode. So there's like 3 modes now.
Where's that at? I'll play that.
The way they talked, because there was a little bit of that update in this like developer video. It sounds like it's going to be maybe next year, but I don't know.
We can only hope. If you want to watch our Overwatch montage video that Daniel made 9 years ago, you can catch that at youtube.com/Nerdic Gods.
I don't think it's that long, but
right.
It was a while ago. It's the only like video from old Nerdic God stuff.
There you go. Okay, cool. Sims, anything on Overwatch?
I like the gorilla.
It's Winston.
I like the girl with the roller skates. Cool.
The girl with the roller skates.
She not have roller? Okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game.
I like Ryan.
I don't know who has roller.
Ryan.
That's cool. Destruction All Stars, Connor. It's like, okay, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't think any of the people have.
Everyone likes that Greninja guy.
Lucio has roller skates. It's a dude.
There
he's
you go.
The DJ.
That's a girl. That's a dude. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got dreads. Well, he's a Brazilian DJ.
Yeah.
Sure.
I like the Greninja
guy. He's not Greninja. He's a cyborg. His name is Genji.
Yeah, and I like the guy that does this and floats around.
Zenyatta. Yeah, he tink 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 tink. Yeah. He throws his little orbs. Yeah, he's cool. Zen's cool.
Yeah,
I like the guy with the gun with the chainsaw. He says nice.
Marcus.
There's no chainsaw gun.
Next up, Xbox will hold an ID at Xbox Showcase on March 16th, featuring some new indie games from independent developers. There you go. That's what they said, not me.
Yeah,
March 16th.
Yeah. They in this like little thing they show a few games that we'll see. I forget exactly what it was. I think it was like Trek to Yomi.
There is no lie.
Tunic.
Trek to Yomi.
Yeah.
That's Tunic that's out by then?
Yes.
That's
on the day, isn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that might be the release date of Tunic.
I think Tunic is March 15th, so I think Tunic comes out the day before.
There you go. Let's have a look.
On that Tuesday, and then this is on a Wednesday. They also showed there is
they're
no
saying,
Boosh.
Yeah, they're saying
16th
25
March
games.
is Tunic. There you go. Google does not lie.
25 new indie games then? Exciting.
So they're saying here's what they're saying right here. They're saying during the showcase we will debut new trailers and gameplay for more than 25 games. And then up here it says something about 100 games like on their stream.
Over 100 games.
But 25 will be in the showcase. That's what it says.
Cool.
They're going to show Second Extinction. They're showing some of these older ones, so they might be getting updates. And it says on here, we'll see. It says on here there's an update to Stalker 2, which is very interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Is that an independent developer? Don't they own them?
They're not very big. Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. Cool.
This is not. Yeah, it's not Xbox owned. Yeah, they are their own studio.
Yeah, that game's coming out fall too now, huh? So yeah,
maybe
a big fall. I don't.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Big,
they did put a hard date on it, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's not the issue. They're a Ukraine-based studio.
Oh, are they really? I have no idea.
Yes.
Okay, well,
they're in the heat.
Probably not now.
The only way that that's why I said there's an update on Stalker 2 is very interesting because maybe they've moved the studio now. Because if you remember, this might be something maybe you guys don't remember. I forget which Metro game it was. They had a very similar thing when Russia. I forget exactly what happened, but they were attacking some city, and they had to move their studio, and then the game got delayed, and then they ended up putting it out.
Really?
So that was one of the Metro games. It might have been Last Light, but I don't remember. So we'll see. Maybe they're moving the studio. Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, Microsoft, get them the fuck out of there. Damn, that sucks for them.
You can't see them. You can't see it. I can't see that game. I can't see them even touching. Let's be serious. Like,
no,
there's more important.
They already delayed, right? They already delayed
I don't think they've
it,
actually said they delayed. They've said, "Oh, look, there's more."
No, they've delayed it because it was supposed to come out in April, and then they delayed it to December hard, and then all this stuff happened. So like they were already behind schedule.
It says so the developer is GSC Game World is a Ukrainian video game developer based in Kiev.
Yeah, which is
that's smack bang in the middle.
Not a good city right now. Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
We'll see.
Hopefully they're okay.
But this showcase is supposed to have an update in the game, so we'll see.
Yeah. What else do we think we see here? Maybe a little Somerville, something like that.
I would hope so. Planet of Lana was that other 2D cool looking game.
Oh yeah. Remember that one?
They might show that again. Replaced.
Yeah.
Replaced is also in the Ukraine.
Are they really?
That game.
No idea. There's so many game developers in Ukraine.
Yeah, they're in that area at least. So we'll see about them. But yeah, Replace is another one. I'm sure there'll be some new ones that we'll see. So ID at Xbox is always great. They're always highlighting cool stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, Trek to Yomi's soon. Like even in that, we're gonna talk about the PlayStation thing soon. They talked about spring, so that's very soon. I would say within the next 2 months we're probably getting probably April.
Sadcat Studios is in Minsk, Belarus.
They're in Belarus. Okay. Yeah. So Sad Cats is replaced. They're in Belarus.
Okay.
They're basically right there. So we'll see that if an update. Yeah. Maybe an update on them.
Next up then, we got a state of play yesterday being Wednesday the 9th. We're going to go over that. First off, what did you guys think of this state of play? Sims, start with you.
I think now when you hear state of plays are coming out, there's that level of expectations to be had, isn't there? Like they just want to get their 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 games out there ready to show you. If that makes sense, they're not going to show you a big PlayStation Studio game. I mean, granted, we saw Returnal DLC, which was great, like co-op's fantastic, but I don't know. They kind of set expectations of the name State of Play doesn't have the same Nintendo Direct about it, if that makes sense. It's like State of Play in 20 minutes and.
Yeah, it's pretty much, unless they say showcase, like a PlayStation showcase.
Then you're getting, they're getting the dick out, putting it on the table, and I'm like, look at my big dick. Like, but, I mean, I don't know. I sat there at 10 o'clock. I wasn't excited. I was watching Rex beforehand. I was like, even Rex was like, yeah, we'll just see what we get. And, like, they start the show with robot dinosaurs. I was like, all right, I know what I'm getting for the next 20 minutes. Nothing.
Yeah, this one officially did it for me where, like, anytime now they say it's a state of play, I am not going to expect anything. I'm not. Because I kind of was expecting the Spartacus thing here. I just thought that's got to be soon. And I was just like, why not? And it's like, you guys didn't even have that. I'm officially done with state of play and being excited for it in any way, shape, or form. I think it is just
it's nice to have.
Now, honestly, with state of plays from now on, I wouldn't even say there's a state of play happening tomorrow. I would just drop the fucking video from now on.
I mean, they have to say something.
There's no.
They can't.
Why? You could just drop the video and everyone's like, oh, state of plays
drop
up.
it there and
okay,
then.
Great. Then there's no expectations. No one gets excited. Rumors don't start.
Yeah, but blame that on them. Blame that on the people that do get way too excited. Like, I think it's fine to say, hey, tomorrow we're doing 20 minutes of cool games. I think that's perfectly fine. That sets don't have expectations. Like, I blame that on the people that have high expectations all the time. I don't blame that on Sony. Unless Sony's like hyping everyone else up, then they don't deliver, then we blame Sony. Everyone else gets way too hyped. That's their fault. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm just happy that we have these things. Like, it's something to look forward to, man. In this dark, depressing, damp world that we live in.
But, like, that's my thing. Is like, yesterday, I just left and I was like, okay, I didn't even need to watch that at all. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it wasn't worth me looking forward to, is what I'm saying.
It was more of a Square Enix like showcase. They had a lot there.
A little bit of Capcom sprinkled in,
A little bit of Capcom sprinkled in,
I mean, do we need to go through it? Robot dinosaurs.
I'll go through very quickly, and because I would like to talk about the fucking dinosaurs. They're not robots either.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I feel like I'm coming down with something, so I'm just gonna go do something.
What do you come down with?
Like lack of sleep, germs, immune system low. Science basically. Body breaking down.
Go chug some vitamin C there, Sims.
That's it. I'm gonna go and get some VC.
Okay, good luck. Daniel, me and you will talk about these games then. Exo Primal got announced for the first time. It's coming out in 2023. This was some sort of futuristic dinosaur game.
It was Dino Anthem.
That was the most chaotic fucking thing I've ever seen when the dinosaurs were raining down from the sky. It looked very cool. That image looked super cool. And you could like see them all moving and them running down the buildings and shit. That was cool to me. But then they showed gameplay of this. It looked fine. It looked very arcadey.
Just Anthem. It was just Anthem.
Is that Anthem? I guess I don't know what Anthem gameplay even looks like off the top of my head. Yeah.
It literally looks like Anthem. And once I saw the gameplay and I saw how Anthem-like it was, nope, I'm out.
It looked like a AA game to me. It didn't I didn't even think of Anthem because like that does look more like AAA in my mind. But this looked very like AA arcadey. I would buy this for like $40.
No, this looks better than Anthem.
Does it really? Okay. Well, sorry, BioWare. It's a cool idea though. Like I don't know, you're just fighting a bunch of dinosaurs. I like fighting dinosaurs, so I'm cool with that.
Like I said before, there's room for just games. We don't need everything to be the greatest game ever, right?
More AA games, the better, honestly.
100%.
Like,
I want just
cool with that.
I hope this game is for someone, and I hope people enjoy it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be for any of us, but, whatever. This strikes me as a very good... I don't know if it's coming to Xbox or not. I know everything had the PlayStation logo on it yesterday, but
they're not going to put Xbox.
Exactly. Yeah. So this could still be coming to Xbox or whatever. This would be a very good Game Pass game or whatever Spartacus is going to be.
100%.
Or a PS Plus game or something like that. That'd be very...
Capcom likes Game Pass. Like they put things like Game Pass. So
like this would be awesome day one Game Pass thing, and
100%.
I'd check it out for like an hour or two and then never touch it again. Like I'm down for that. Yeah.
Like that would be perfect for me to check it out. Then I would check it out, right? Like
exactly,
I'm not really interested, but I might pop in, play.
AA games can benefit the most from like Game Pass and
there's the most risk there, right?
In platforms, yeah, just to get the most eyeballs on it, and most people actually playing it.
100%.
Next up, we got a new trailer for Ghostwire Tokyo. This game comes out in about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. So
like 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks. Didn't need this trailer. Didn't really do much new. Like we literally just had that other long video of that.
Yeah, and then IGN today just put out, I think it was like 20 minutes of exclusive gameplay, like where they're just like actually playing the game. So
I should check that out.
As well. Yeah. I think this game looks cool. Honestly, we didn't get to talk about it that last time, or I didn't for some reason.
We did like a little bit, but not much.
Maybe I missed that episode or whatever. I think this game looks cool. I think the gameplay actually looks pretty unique and pretty fun. You're doing like Doctor Strange shit in first person. I'm into that. It's like I don't know what this game's gonna do, or if it's gonna be. I'm saying this a lot this episode, but I don't know if this is gonna be like a Game of the Year contender, but it looks fun.
Yeah, I hope it's good for Tango. Like I think Tango's a good developer, so I hope that it's good. Yeah, it's definitely a wait and see for me. I would say.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. I haven't pre-ordered it or anything, so wait and see. There's a lot coming out that same day too, so maybe this will be a good one to fill in my my May gap or something like that.
I think that's exactly what I was going to say because I think I want to play the other two first. Like I'm going to play one of them co-op. I'm going to play Tiny Tina's co-op, and then Kirby's for me. So got to beat Elden Ring before Kirby.
Good luck. I'll talk about Elden Ring in a little bit, but
I'll do it.
Yeah. Ghostwire Tokyo looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got cool effects. I like the effects.
Yeah, this is kind of the last game that before Bethesda officially crosses over into being owned by Xbox as everything. Whole, so
after that, everything will be.
After that, it's like every new game after this from Bethesda is getting that Xbox money in them. So look forward to that.
Definitely.
We got another trailer for Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. Stranger in Paradise Final Fantasy.
Stranger in Paradise. Yeah.
Chaos. We also got a demo.
You better
he's over into the full game. So
I'm sorry to
check that out. No, you're good.
I was just gonna say, like, you better put some respect in my boy's name, okay? Chaos. Because game of the year right here. Chaos. I'm gonna laugh when this game comes out and everyone's like, you know what? This game's actually good. Yeah, right. I'm gonna be surprised. Like,
it's a 98 on Metacritic. Like, we're all like, what?
I was listening to the Easy Allies podcast, and like Brad was like kind of hyping this game up a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I guess he played a few of the or some of that demo, not the new one, but the old one, and he was like, you know what? This game's actually pretty good. So it's only gonna get better before it comes out.
Yeah, you did. I don't think I beat it. Yeah, it was I don't know. I don't remember it really sticking out to me as like good. But,
Okay.
I
mean, Team Ninja,
bad at it.
They make very fun games.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty good rate. I mean, Neo was
Neo's
rated
high rated. Yeah.
Well, what did they do before Neo? Did they do the
Ninja...
Devil May Cry game, or is that the Hellblade guys?
No, that's Ninja Theory.
Ninja
did that
Theory,
one,
okay.
but that's usually Capcom.
Is it okay?
Yeah. What was it? They aren't they Ninja Gaiden, right?
Ninja Gaiden. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They
They make good games. So.
Yeah, they make action games. So
yeah, really no reason to think this is. I mean, I think it just comes off as very ridiculous when you see the trailers and stuff and all the chaos.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit's badass though.
No, they're not.
Next up, then we get another trailer for Forspoken, and we'll just touch on that very briefly since we already talked about that game so much. Yeah, cool effects looking trailer. Yeah, I think this is a lot of people saying this is the best trailer we got. I don't know about that because we didn't get any story things on it, but it did look cool.
It was the most like spell focused we got, where you actually see her casting spells, see like the spell effects. I think that it really showed that off. Yeah, like I said, this game looks cool, and I'm optimistic for the game. But
yeah,
it's another wait and see.
Mechanics in there. There was like that surfboard thing where she like made one out of ice and it was on water with that.
Yeah, she was on the lake. Yeah.
I honestly think the gameplay for this is gonna be fantastic. I think it's just gonna be one of those.
Rare makes fun games.
Yeah, definitely. Like Luminous Productions coming off on FF15. Like
I was gonna say, this is the 15 team. 15 is fun. That's a really fun video game.
15's great. So.
Like it can only be better than that, right? And like that game's super fun. Like if it's just fun, like 15 has a lot of issues, but I really like Final Fantasy 15. So if it's just better than that, like I'm all about this game.
Sure. Then we got a look at a new FPS called Gundam Evolution.
We saw this before.
Oh, have we? Okay.
We saw this once
before. In 2022.
Oh, I didn't know it was free to play.
That's
Oof.
the word that gets you.
Don't like that. That means there's going to be. I
remember which one this was. So
this is the Gundam game. It's a Gundam. It was the Overwatch looking. It was Overwatch with Gundams.
Sure.
It was literally Overwatch. It had the icons at the top. They were doing objectives. Like it was literally just Overwatch with Gundams, which is cool. But I guarantee you, it's going to be like, what Gundam do you get out of a loot box, right? Or skins and stuff. It's going to be dumb.
Next up, then, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection, launching later this year from Konami.
Cowabunga,
dude. So, isn't there a new TMNT game coming out, right?
Yeah, it's Shredder's Revenge. That's
not in this collection?
No, that's the .emu game. They did Streets of Rage 4. That's them.
Cool. So this is like what's in this collection exactly? Do you know?
I think there's like 13 games, right? This is just all of a collection of all the other beat 'em ups in one game.
I didn't realize there was that many. Like I remember the one with like the San Francisco Bridge and stuff like that. Whatever the fuck, Golden Gate
there's
Bridge
like Turtles in Time from arcades. There's the Game Boy game. There's a bunch of old beat 'em ups. So
yeah, I didn't realize there was that many.
Put them in a bundle.
Yeah, this is cool though. Co-op features, and you can save wherever the fuck you want, which is awesome because that game was really hard. The one I'm thinking of.
I mean, beat 'em ups are always stupid difficult for some reason, especially the old ones. You have to like do it in one go, pretty much.
Sims, you look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Any excitement?
Jesus.
I look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like,
that's what he said.
Honest to God, like, and I know disrespect, but I can't stand the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like,
really?
I just don't vibe. They just don't vibe with them, and I just. There's no.
So you must have had a rough childhood. I'm sorry.
Like honestly, I used to get beat, man. Like my dad would be like, "Why are you watching them turtles for?" I'm like, "Dad, no, sorry, no."
Jesus Christ! Now we're talking about child
I was calling you a thumb and a turtle, but nah, your dad was way worse. Don't worry.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Like I just don't like the turtles.
How can you not like the Teenage Mutant? They're so cool.
They're not. Are they?
They're ninjas.
And they like
it's awesome. Like, and they eat pizza. Like, how do you not like that? Do you remember? No. Here's a little. Do you guys remember there was a side quest in Borderlands 2 that you go into the sewers and they were like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle like area is so cool, and they like had the names and stuff. Yeah. Love that. Cool Easter egg. That's cool. Borderlands 2 is cool. They even had the Minecraft Easter egg, the wall you could like go break down, and you can like see like the Minecraft area. Man, Borderlands 2 is what a good game. Yeah, I want to read the last Ronin there.
Bash. It's a multiplayer game with monsters and mayhem coming to PS4 and PS5 this year. No one remembers what that one was.
I don't even remember that game.
Okay, cool. Yeah. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R launches this fall.
Yeah, it's just another one of those. This is another one of those 3D, right?
Yeah, it had a cool art style. It looked like a coloring book.
I mean, it looked like the anime, but like this is like I don't like the 3D fighters, so like this is just not my vibe. Like the Naruto games, the Naruto games, all of those.
Naruto.
But Xenoverse, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it's not the fighters I like, so I prefer 2D. But I know people love JoJo, so good for them to get a new game.
JoJo, the idiot circus boy. You guys remember Tommy Boy? No. Okay, next up.
I remember Tommy Boy.
Not that style. Okay, cool. We got a new trailer for Trek to Yomi. Coming out sometime later this year.
Spring. Soon.
Should be soon, sometime this year. This seems to be the one people are most excited about. Sims, I know you in particular were excited.
About the Trek to Yomi game?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it looks dope. Like,
yeah, it does.
Side-scrolling ninja game. All right.
So,
do you know what I mean?
So
like,
cool.
Yeah, man. It looks cool, man. It looks like what's that game that everybody likes?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Not that one. Well, yeah, that and
it's like Ghost of Tsushima meets Limbo.
That's the one. Limbo with the spider.
Yeah.
That's the vibe you guys got, really. Okay.
Well, because it's black and white and it's side-scrolling black and white. Sure. This is definitely a combat-focused 2D game. Like, I'm sure there's not a ton of exploring. Like, I'm sure it's mostly
solving puzzles.
Maybe a little, but it didn't look like there's a lot of puzzles. Look way more story and combat. So, like, I don't know. I wonder how long this game will be. You know, that'd be my question.
Me too. Here's the indie game though. I was asking for. So yeah, indie games. I need you all to come out in April and May. Okay, I need you guys.
to play Lego Star Wars. Like Lego Star Wars take ages.
Will it?
I don't think it's going to be as long.
I bet I'll platinum that game in a week. You know
I don't think it's going to be as long as you think, but you are going through each. I think there's going to be like one map for each game, right? Or each movie. I'm sorry. So like,
these games take a long time to make.
It's funny. All these games came out, and then like mid-April, I'm just going to be complaining that there is no games. You know what I mean?
There's nothing to play.
Nothing to play. Nothing at all. And I'm just going to go back to Kingdom Hearts. Next up, then, we got Returnal DLC, Returnal Ascension. It adds a co-op mode and some type of horde mode, I think.
Yeah, it was like you climb, like you're going up the tower type of thing. Some sort of, I think it's like a survival mode. Maybe it's like as long as you can go. Maybe there's an end to it.
Cool. I like stuff like that too. Co-op mode sounds very fun in this game as well. That would be really cool to run
it plays great. So yeah,
go around. Someone needs to carry me through this game. So
is it co-op campaign or is it completely separate thing that you're doing co-op?
I don't know. This
recap
website I'm on is very bad.
Okay, never mind.
Where I'm at, Impulse Gamer. Your recap website is trash. Sorry. But Daniel, any interest in going back to Returnal?
Absolutely not.
No. Sims, any interest in downloading Returnal and playing it?
No. Yeah, no.
Sims, me and you, we download this and run through co-op campaign together?
If I want to play with you, I have to wake up at like 4 a.m. Like,
what's wrong with that?
To get peak Connor. Like, I need to wake up at 4
peak Connor. Midnight is peak Connor.
Oh, yeah. Like, talk to me when I'm fucking stoned at 2 a.m. and I'm just running into a corner. Like, Connor, what are you doing? Oh, there's like treasure over here.
Oh my God. This is a side of Connor I need to see at least once.
Like, peak Connor is like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin time.
Yeah, Wisconsin time. It's a completely different guy. Someday you guys will meet him.
Oh no!
Probably don't want to though. Okay, no interest then from Sims. Sure.
I don't know. I mean, the co-op thing's enticing, but like
Nick says he'll try it. He said he didn't beat Returnal, so he said he might try to come back.
Okay, maybe me and someone will make content out of this. Well, if you leave it in the comments below and give one like. We'll do that.
Okay.
I'll happily like bring the
I mean, I
PlayStation
beat
up
the
to
game.
record
I
some
don't
shit.
need to.
All right, we
I
know
beat
you beat the video game. All right, we know
Jesus,
you have time
Daniel.
to play the video games. We just don't have time to beat the video games. Connor's got weed to smoke. I got to get over my daddy issues. Like, we just don't have time, man.
He comes in just like, what did you say about me?
Nothing, Dad. I've had a great idea as well.
Cigar out on Sims.
Oh my
I've
god,
had
his
a-
neck.
I've had like a good idea with my, speaking of my dad, like maybe to record something with my dad. So
Where he
I'm gonna
beats
look
you?
in.
Oh my
Well,
God,
no,
I'm sorry.
no.
I'm sure your dad's a great man. I really am.
Yeah, my dad has his moments. Like, he's all right.
Okay.
No, but
Hold it.
I'll talk to you later about it. But it probably won't happen. But it's a lot. It's a lot of hard work. But it's something I'd like to do.
We'll talk after this in a therapy session. Then your last two things at the State of Play were the Dio Field Chronicle announced for PS4 and PS5.
Which is very odd that this is a Square game and they didn't call it Final Fantasy Tactics. They could have just threw that name on there and it'd be fine.
I mean, that's what we've been saying about the fucking Project Triangle Strategy and Octopath Traveler the whole
that's
time.
different.
Right?
That first one's an RPG. It definitely Triangle Strategy. It's like just
Still could have
Final
called
Fantasy.
it Final Fantasy something, though, right?
That's true. They could have just said a Final, yeah. But the other one, Triangle Strategy, you could just call it Final Fantasy Tactics, whatever. This game could have just been Final Fantasy Tactics, whatever. But you
I
chose
thought
to
this
like,
was Triangle Strategy when the trailer started. I was like, oh, they're porting Triangle Strategy. Cool.
yeah. But this has
Like, they're not.
those typical anime look, and then also has some of that other look. Triangle Strategy, I think, is just kind of like
Yeah, these last two were anime as fuck.
last one that we'll talk about.
The last one
know
I
it's
was
part of the
asleep.
series.
I was
Valkyrie
asleep.
Elysium coming out sometime this year on PS4 and PS5.
I know there are other Valkyrie games. I don't know how many, but this game looked cool. I like my action games. I like my anime games.
I didn't think the combat looked good. It looked very
It didn't look as good as Nier, but I don't
no,
know.
nowhere near that. It was just I don't know. It looked very heavy.
Ba-dum-dum.
You know, heavy. I'm calling. I gotta stop calling video game protagonists heavy, but it looked heavy. Looked heavy. I like the ending though, when like the girl walks out in the hood, and it's just like it's supposed to be some big character reveal. It's like no one knows who you are. You know?
Well, it's because this
Like,
is a series. That's why.
is it okay?
Yeah,
Someone might know who she is then.
there are people that know who that is, but
Like
this
who's
game
that?
looked-
Darth Vader?
I don't know. I'm all about anime action games, so why not?
Sure. Daniel might check this out then.
It's coming out this year. Both these games are coming out this year, apparently.
Square going hard.
The Chronicles game is supposed to be coming out soon, and then the other game is probably a little later, but that's crazy.
And that'll do it then for your State of Play. Bum, bum, bum. We look
Yeah.
forward to the next one. Maybe. Not really. Next up then. The live action God of War TV series is in talks over at Amazon. This would be the third video game adaptation TV series on Amazon Prime, including Mass Effect and Fallout shows.
Mm-hmm.
Sims, I know you're a huge fan of video game adaptations to the small screen or big screen. How you feeling about this one?
Just for the audience out there, that is sarcasm from Connor. Because I just don't like. I don't want to be watching my video games. I want to play my video games. I don't want to see a weak ass God of War. Like, I don't want to be sat. I don't want to be you two guys in like 5 years when the trailer comes out. Oh, it doesn't look very good. Because like that's what you like with Halo. You guys watch these Halo trailers. You're like, oh, I don't like Cortana. I don't think we should see the Master Chief's face. You guys are bitter, and I don't like it. All right, when I see these trailers, you guys get upset, and I'm like, look what these trailers have made you. Look at these video
I'm not a
game
bitter person.
but you're upset. You see the trailer, you see these news articles. We're gonna see the Master Chief's trailer, and Daniel was there in the Discord. I don't want to see Master Chief. I don't want to be the guy that's like. I don't want to be the guy that's like. I don't want to see Kratos' shaven head. Like I don't want that. I don't want to be, and this is what it's going to make me.
No,
it's going to make me bitter. It's going to make me angry. It's going to make me upset about, Kratos isn't going to have a beard in the God of War adaptation on Amazon Prime. I don't want to be that
I
person.
mean, we don't know if it's going to start where he starts or it's going to be more of like 2018.
I don't want any of it. None of it. I don't want none of it. All I want is God of War Ragnarok. I don't want.
Yeah, but guess
trailers.
what? PlayStation is all in. You're going to get this announcement. You're going to get non-stop. Every property that they have is going to get an
Twisted
adaptation.
Metal. I don't want.
You're getting it.
I want none of it.
You're getting God of War. You're getting Last of Us. Every property they're gonna do. They just did an Uncharted movie. Every single property.
Oh.
Sony is all in. They've said they're all in.
And,
no matter if you like it or not, Sony is all
Stop
in.
it. Like I want Mark Cerny to listen to this podcast and go, boys.
He's a tech guy.
Stop. I'm not bothered. Mark Cerny, I'm talking to you. I don't give a fuck. Alright? I want Mark Cerny to be like, listen, boys, we need to cut this shit. Sims Gaming Time and the Nerdic Gods Podcast. He just doesn't like this shit. He doesn't like it. And then all the production crew are like, guys, we're gonna stop.
Nah, okay. That's what he does to Jim Ryan. Like, nah, Jim.
Sims is
and the boys just put down tools. They just like,
they all stop immediately on set. They're like,
okay.
Oh,
And this bold, bulky actor, probably like a failed wrestler who's playing Kratos. No one's heard of him.
What is the likelihood? I know he's a little older now. What's the likelihood Mike Judge just does it? You know what I mean? I know he's and he's been an actor for a long time. He's getting a little old. I know he had that back surgery we talked about a couple months ago. I think it was the end of last year. But like, I wonder what's the likelihood? Then you can kind of unify a little bit, right? Like he has that same voice, right?
Wouldn't mind that. I think they'll go for someone more high profile because it's going to be a lot of Kratos. I think they'll try to get a star. Not that Mike Judge, isn't a good actor and not up for the chop or anything, but I think they'll just go for Jason Momoa or something like that,
Yeah, somebody that you could sell the show to or with.
Yeah,
something like that. Sure,
I'm down for this though. Hey, video game TV shows have been very good, lately.
But like I told you, that's Netflix.
Sure,
and that's animated for the most part. I know we have Witcher, but. That's Netflix.
Okay, so right now Amazon Prime has Fallout, Mass Effect, and this. Possibly this. They're talks.
They're unproven with their.
If I can get one of those to be good and the other two bad, I'm completely down for this then, Because I love all three of those series. And if I could get one of those to be a good TV show, I'm in.
Yeah, I guess we need to see something of it, right? Like we need a trailer or whatever.
Jens, you got your hand up. You can just talk.
I got two things. I got two things to say. So, like, because I'm a hypocrite, I went to see Uncharted. Not a bad film. I had a good time.
I haven't seen it.
Don't make it, but I like the movie.
Tom, it was a good time. It was, you go there, you're like, I played these games. This is not a bad film. Then something completely off the cuff. Nick in the chat says Vin Diesel confirmed as Kratos. Now, forget everything that we know, right? But I watched the trailer for the Michael Bisping documentary, and Vin Diesel's in the. He's in the. Why? Why is Vin Diesel talking about Michael Bisping?
I don't know.
Maybe they're in a movie together. Maybe.
Have you not heard about this Michael Bisping documentary?
No, I've heard about it. I just didn't. I didn't know.
Like Vin Diesel's there, like family. Like, why is he there?
Friends? They might be friends.
No.
What does he say? You sound like Sylvester Stallone right now.
That's what he sounds like. That's what Vin Diesel. Family. I am That's all he sounds like.
Hey, old Mick, put me in.
Nah, dickheads. Anyway, I don't want none of this shit.
I would prefer if they're all animated, personally. But that's just me.
I'm too.
See, I just like live action shows more than I like animated shows.
So,
like, I just want one of these to be good. You know what I mean? Like, Witcher's good. Too. I like Witcher.
It's like good. It's not great.
No,
sure, but is it so bad? I would prefer to it not to exist. No, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I feel like you maybe put that budget somewhere else. I would say personally, but
sure.
I mean, I like The Witcher a lot.
I'm just saying, I really like Witcher. I know these are on Netflix, but Cuphead's very good. The Arcane show was fucking fantastic. And then what's the one I'm forgetting? Castlevania is fucking amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And it's like that's the 4 video game. Do we even have another one?
But no, you have the movie, the animated movie for Witcher, which I liked a lot.
Sure.
But and then they have really bad ones. There's like the Dragon Quest thing. There's the Dragon's Dogma thing that weren't good. But Netflix, for the most part, has been pretty good with their video game stuff. They're still doing the Devil May Cry thing. They're supposed to be doing an Assassin's Creed thing.
I just think we're moving into a spot where people are taking all these video games IP. It's like books, you know, and every book was getting a fucking movie adaptation. You know what I mean? That's just what they're doing now. And every superhero comic book getting a video game or a movie adaptation. They're just moving on fucking video games now. It's like pretty much every big series is probably gonna get a fucking something. You know,
at least with PlayStation, we know that.
Definitely with PlayStation.
Yeah, we know for sure.
I mean, Xbox has two too, so it's like they're doing it too.
Yeah, but the Halo thing has been in the works forever.
Halo and Fallout, right?
Well, yeah, now the Fallout, yeah. The Halo TV show has been in limbo.
Hey,
it was supposed to be a movie.
With these live action ones, when they start rolling out, right? We're getting Halo this month, right?
I'm not sure the date.
I think it's the end of this month, and then we'll get Last of Us sometime next year. So we'll see. We'll see how those turn out.
Yeah.
Next up,
yes, Nick, Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil were trash fires. Mortal Kombat had some fun scenes. They needed to lean.
Oh, the new Resident Evil was bad. I see. I gotta
it was god.
Isn't there a Resident Evil TV show coming?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah,
and the weird thing about the Netflix one is it's not like, I know that most of it's not all canon or whatever, but like they're doing a storyline that's just completely ridiculous. So we'll see. That's going to be awful, I'm sure. They already did it. Oh, you know what? They did a Resident Evil show already, animated, and it was awful on Netflix. They did it last year.
That wasn't long ago, was it?
No, it was like
that was the show. That wasn't a movie.
I thought it was a TV show.
It was episodes.
It was in like he was protecting the president or something.
Yeah, it was god awful. It was bad.
24th of March.
And then your last news story. Dead Space remake is now aiming for an early 2023 release date, according to the developers. Blah blah blah.
Makes sense.
I knew damn well it wasn't hitting this year.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, from what we saw, they were just showing it off as the tech was
going. They were literally just starting the game. I think this is too early still too. I think fall 2023 is when you'll get this.
I can
for
see
a full-fledged remake like this though.
Yeah,
this takes
I could see a May release date. That's over a year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I just feel
I mean, it's not like they're remaking
so
the game
long nowadays.
They're just remaking the game. They're not making a new Dead Space.
Yeah, but a remake is more than a remaster. They're not just like upping the visuals and stuff like that. They're completely
2 years to do that.
I think like 3 years, 4 years.
I think that's asking a lot of the game. I don't expect too much from this. First of all, so.
Well, I mean, we're just expecting a 1-to-1 remake, right?
I think this game will sell very well.
No. I don't expect much. That's not what I mean. Not quality. I don't expect much from complete remaster. It's just going to be 1-to-1. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think there's going to be new things or anything.
It's just got 1-to-1 remake. Though,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot of work. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to play this game, but I just don't expect much in terms of that.
Yeah, take your time. There's way too much going off this year anyway. Just make the game, study the market, study where look at the release slots. Maybe next year, just look for a dead space. Look for a Dead Space to put Dead Space. Why not? That's where you're gonna make your money. People have already played this game. You go for January. I mean it. Get out of the way of Resident Evil 4 if it's coming out next year. We can have some scary games in January.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. They could be right next to each other.
Oh, so quiet.
Yeah.
They're all quiet. Why are you going quiet? Say again.
I went quiet.
I don't know. Something happened. Did someone do that?
His headphones. Yeah. Resident Evil 4. Yeah, that's probably
early 2023 too.
You would. I mean, they love the January to March for Resident Evil. So
yeah,
it's gonna probably come somewhere in there. I would assume if it is coming out next year,
right on top of each other, they'd be compared to each other endlessly.
Yeah, and this game is not gonna. I'm just gonna say it now. This is not gonna be Resident Evil 4 remake. Resident Evil 4 remake's gonna blow this game out of the water.
You think so?
100%.
Very similar gameplay style.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna make Resident Evil 4 more action, I assume. I mean Resident Evil 4 in general is more action, but being able to move around and shoot is gonna be pretty big for that game.
Very interesting, and then that'll do it for
because I've been away for like so long. There's like a couple of things I want to speak about. So there's
you want to talk about Pokemon, don't you?
Yes and no. Yes, like there's a few things that I just want to give my like thoughts and impressions on. Like first of all, we have this week we have rumors and murmurs about EA taking the WWE license, which is exciting and scary all at the same time because I can't wait to play Ultimate Team Wrestling. Like opening packs for that. So I don't know. Like that's
Welcome to my hell with the UFC games.
Yeah, like what do they do there? Like what? You're on that opposite side. You're on the dark side already. So what's it like over there? Tell me.
It's brutal. Except everyone's just getting drunk and hitting each other. It's great. They do like you pick 5 creative players, right, and then you like make a team with that.
So this is real. I was taking.
This is a real thing. Yeah. No.
What's this mode
whatever
called?
You just said, Ultimate Team or whatever. I think that's what it's called. And you got like cards or whatever with it, and then you can establish the cards into moves on your creative player.
Way.
Do you like make one in like each weight class or 5 weight classes, and then you get like different cards and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
I never really played that mode too much, but yeah.
So what? And then like so you start with a weight class, and then you open packs, and I don't know, maybe you've got. Excuse my lack of like knowledge, but like sure. The Superman punch. You can add that to the creator. Oh god, that's terrible. Yeah. And then dreadlocks would be a card.
I don't know about that, but sure.
As in dreadlocks, as in like the hair, like
the
so
hair.
you could have that hairstyle.
No, I don't. I think you just made your character however. I don't think
so. It's the moves that you unlock.
Other things, yeah.
And maybe stats or +1 striking.
I don't remember exactly how it worked. Again, I didn't touch this mode that much, but like I'm not even sure if it's on UFC 4. But I know. I think this was a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like EA having the WWE licenses is a strange one because let's face it. Like, be honest, WWE isn't a sport. It's entertainment. I mean, there's athletic.
Of course,
you need to be athletic, etc. I don't know. There's something about it that kind of it needs to change. Like, I think 2K22 coming out, getting good reviews. The people that play these games are saying this game is good.
I mean, the reviews are going to come out throughout this week.
Yeah. I mean, the people that on the wrestling side that play these games are saying, it's much better, it's better improvement. And I've seen people play the game and I've listened to their opinions. But going to EA, I don't know. There's good and bad parts, and maybe it's a fresh start over there. But then, what the bullshit they could put into it is it's quite scary. Like, how would they do that? How would they implement their microtransactions? But yeah,
do you not get this type of bullshit with 2K though?
You get the DLC packs, but that's it really. Like, I think you can buy credits. I
mean, hasn't EA lightened up on loot boxes and whatnot recently?
Really. Like Ultimate Team's heavy with it.
No, they just didn't do it in Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
But
I think by law you have to put the odds of you getting a good character in. They have to put the odds of it. I don't know. So.
Like you're talking about 2K, like they still do it in NBA. It's still awful.
But yeah. Moving on to Pokemon.
Oh, you did want to talk about Pokemon.
We told you so. We told you so that Gen 9 has been rumoured. Like,
did we?
I knew the rumor. I knew the rumor.
We told you so it was happening. I don't know. I suppose like
tell us this?
I suppose I say me that I mean like Natalie watches so much stuff.
I knew the rumor. Yeah, I hear rumors. See, the thing is,
you gotta believe the rumors.
No, you don't.
Daniel's got Game Freak whispering in his ear.
Oh no! See, the thing is, I can make the show way longer. I just choose not to. I could add so many stories into the show, but I choose not to do that. I look at rumors all the time. But continue.
I'm not. I don't. It seems to be surprising. Like I think you spoke about it last week. Like Arceus doesn't seem to be the main game, and then Game Freak were working on this at the same time, which is. I mean, hopefully, the distraction of Arceus is not taken away from this new game that seems to be. I mean, it says open world, but then you dive into every word that they say that
Hold on.
written.
They say They say seamless open world, which I don't think they said that with Arceus.
I don't know. Like, I suppose if people like us, you kind of know what to expect. Like, it's not going to be open world, is it? It's going to be to the limits of what the Nintendo Switch can give them, and to the they're not the seamless. They're not the most. Game Freak aren't the best people to make this game anymore, and that's the sad, sorry truth of it, isn't it? Like, if we woke up tomorrow and it's like Game Freak doesn't have the Pokemon license, and
but they own part of the IP.
But it'd just be nice, wouldn't it? Like one day that it goes somewhere. It goes to EA, not EA.
Oh no, I've said this before. Imagine if Atlas made a Pokemon game. They already make a semi Pokemon-esque game with Shin Megami Tensei. Imagine if they just had that license and they allow you to explore an area and have social interactions. Also, it looks better and has good music still. Like, somebody needs to come in here and inject life into the series.
I mean, if Atlas made
this game looks great. It looks good. The hype levels for Pokemon.
You got to deal with that emotional drama. I mean, that's just. I'm sorry, Sims. Can you just answer the question the world has been asking? What starter are you picking?
Oh, mate. Like, there's only one person for the job. That's my boy Quaxley. Like,
I knew you were a Quaxley.
He's a fucking duck. Like, what is that? What?
You like ducks that much?
He does look cool. He's got a little bouffant on his head.
Yeah, he's got a cool little hairstyle going there. Swoosh. I don't know. And
he's got a lot of product in his hair for sure.
A lot of product.
So I've got to dip 2X. But I just want to talk about, like, dead quick. What the games industry is doing for, like, the Russians is one of those. I get it, but you gotta feel for the people of Russia. Like, they've got nothing to do with it.
What I told you.
They're feeling it's not great. It's not nice to be having basically getting your Xbox Live taken away from you. Like, not being able to.
It's not even just that. I mean,
no, of course not. No, it's not.
It's can't buy hardware. Can't buy
hardware. Can't buy nothing. But, like, the social aspect is a big problem. Like, if they've turned,
you're cutting
you're taking away people's. In Russia, there's people there. They are people, like, people with real life problems that scared to leave the house, with anxiety, depression, and they rely on that communication of talking to people via Xbox Live, playing Halo, So, it's albeit well, Xbox saying we're for the gamers, etc. But I don't know, like. I get it. I do understand it. The world have to somehow cripple Russia from the inside with money.
Yeah, they're trying to. What it is to put pressure on the government.
Of course it is. Yeah, 100%.
It's going to heavily hurt everyone in Russia, everyone in Belarus. Yeah, it's just going to hurt them. Hurt these people.
It's hurting my petrol tank at the moment. Let me tell you. But on this note of, like. It's good to see that the games companies are doing what they're doing, but then again, like,
it's like every company now, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean,
and all the McDonald's just closed down there and stuff like that.
Yeah, everything. Like, it's just a shit thing to happen.
So, like, I don't. I mean, we don't have to get into this like too much, but, like, what is the benefit there? Is it just the idea is, like, the Russian government won't be receiving tax then from making money off these things, so that'll cripple them more and.
Yeah, it's just it's money pressure. Yeah, it's money pressure for the government. But is it going to be effective? It's a wait and see thing, right? It might not be effective.
It might also piss the people off enough, right, to put pressure on their own government to stop this.
Well, that's part of it. That's
but then, like, I mean, we're not
I get it, honestly. Like, I mean, shit. It's kind of just one of those things. It kind of seems like you have to do it.
It's terrible, but I don't know. It's nice to. I don't know. It's just one of those, isn't it? It's just one of those that, like, we just play video games. We talk video games, but I don't know. We can't. I don't think we can go week to week without mentioning it. Like that. I don't know. It just seems to be like we've got to say.
I've said this last year sometime, maybe early last year. I could put more stories like this.
Of course,
I choose not to, just to make this a little more lively of a show. But I can put stories in here if you want to talk.
This is the biggest story in the world right now. So, and it's affecting people, You know,
I mean, I
people.
don't think this is like political. Like, there's a fucking war happening.
Yeah,
that's not like it's an awful thing happening. It's not really like political.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I just mean like the darker stories. I could put things like that in here.
It's just a shame to. They've literally crippled people like us who are Russian, who are minding their own business. You know, let's face it. None of us give a shit about. I don't care about Boris Johnson. You two don't care about Biden, right? You go about your normal days, and you play video games, and the same people over there, Russians, don't care about Putin. They just want to go to work, come back, play video games, and because of this prick, now they can't do the things that they enjoy that we get to do to take away from life's pressures, and I know it's sad to think about, and it's just I don't know. If imagine like if I got home and I couldn't play I couldn't get Elden Ring, that would fucking kill me. Do you know what I mean? And that's stupid to say, but like that's how I deal with things. Do you know what I mean? It's like taking away Connor's drug dealer. Like it'd be sad.
The people at the dispensaries in Chicago are very nice. Okay, they're not going.
Right, I'll be back in a minute. I just think we should mention it like now. We don't have to talk about it again. But I just think, sure. It's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. Like, PlayStation said something last night. Nintendo, Pokemon are giving them money away. And, I don't know, man. It's 2022, man. We're talking about war. It's fucking horrible.
Fucking shit, man. A lot of bad stuff going on. All right. We will now move on to what we've been playing. Was going to start with Sims, but I guess we'll move on to him later. Me and Daniel will talk about Elden Ring.
Well, I'll just talk about one other game real quick. I just started it last night. We're getting to the point when I need to beat Call of Duty 3. So I started that. I think I beat like a third of it or a fourth of it. So I'm going to try to beat that in between playing Elden Ring.
Does that one have a name? Like a subtitle?
No.
Maybe I'm thinking of... Wasn't there one like the
Call of Duty 4 is the first one that has a subtitle.
Is it? Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of like a special edition.
I mean, there's like Big Red 1.
Is that the first game?
No, I think it was for 2.
That was for 2.
It was like a side game of 2.
Interesting.
But yeah, playing 3, it only being a year later from 2, also being Treyarch's first game. Man, this game is like a huge leap.
Oh, this was Treyarch's first one, huh?
This was Treyarch's first game, which is 3. It
so
is.
Didn't you want to make 1 and 2? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Man, it's a big leap, man. I'm pretty impressed with just like how cinematic the game is. Still doesn't have as good music as like 1. Like 1 still has the best music of these 3.
Had that guy though, right?
Had Michael Giacchino in it. Like that dude just gets it. Yeah, I really like it so far from the little bit that I've played. Very, very character focused.
3 before?
I've never played 1, 2, and 3 before.
Oh, so, interesting. See, I've never played it. I don't know. I've played like bits and pieces of 1, but I played 2 and 3 way back. I'm curious more if you notice a big jump into 4.
I've played so much 4.
I know, but that was just the one where it's like I just wonder if you'll notice a big jump from playing 3 and then playing 4. You know what I mean?
Oh, I already know that it is. Yeah, like 4 moved mountains, and I don't know if a lot of younger people realize that because we got 4 and we got Halo 3 in the same fall, and both those games literally moved mountains in the industry. Yeah, and it's crazy that they were a month apart.
I mean, Modern Warfare 4, there's still so many influences you see in games today from that game. So that
online influences, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
like
definitely.
That game changed how online works with lobbies and prestiging and getting unlockables to keep going. Like that was not a thing really.
Funny they were even yearly before this because like I just never even think about it. I just always think of Modern Warfare as the starting point of like, oh,
you think so, right?
That's what set COD off on this track, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it started with 2 at 2005 and then 3 at 2006 and then 2007 it.
See, if I didn't know, I would have told you those were all like years apart, before 4.
No, really the only skip was 1. Yeah, but yeah, Call of Duty 3. What a great game so far. Really impressed. Very excited to beat it. But yeah, we can go on to Elden Ring. I just wanted to talk about Call of Duty for a second.
I kind of wanted to start with him because he's been gone for a while, but I don't know if he's about to sit down here. Sims, you sitting down here? No.
No.
Okay.
We'll keep talking about Elden Ring.
Yeah, I started Elden Ring. What level am I? I'm 32. I just beat what's her name? Margaret, or his name? I don't know what the fuck that is.
His name is Margit.
Margit, sure. Yeah, go with that. Great names here in this game. I'm really enjoying it thus far. I think I'm not playing this with a guide. I've decided that officially. I was really back and forth on if I was going to play it with a guide, because when I was playing Demon Souls last year, I needed a guide. I felt like I needed one the whole time. Same thing with Dark Souls. When I played through like half of that last year, it felt like I needed a guide. This one, I was talking to some people on Reddit about it, and they were just like, just don't use a guide. Just get lost in the game. Just let the game direct you where to go.
I think a guide could help with like leveling.
I know you're playing with a guide, and there's like questions I still have, stuff like that.
No, I'm not playing with a guide. I only did like the only thing I did was just like, where's a few of the key items? How do I level up a little bit? And that's pretty much like, I got some like golden seeds to like give me more flasks and up my usage basically. And that's pretty much all I've done. I did not use a guide to like do things. No, that's not really. It was just to get a few items. I've been playing just playing.
Cool, nice. But yeah, I am. There's a lot going on here in this game, right? There's so much to break down.
I think I'm level 40, and I think I've played like 15 hours.
15-ish
hours. Where I'm at. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I just had started it last week.
Yeah, the open world's very good. It's it's such a cool style. All this stuff, like you get to a new little area, and you're just like, man, all this stuff looks so cool, right? Like different castles, different areas.
The art direction's insane.
Yeah, the art direction is really crazy.
It's not as high fidelity as I wish it would be, but like, man, the art direction's just
I noticed that. As soon as I was playing, I was like, this doesn't look as good as Demon Souls. You know what I mean? And it's just a little bit unfortunate, because they do look like very similar. And I was just like, I've seen a game that looks better than this already. And it's a little
Demon
bit
Souls have as good of an art direction though.
No, I would say like scenery rise and stuff like that. I mean, Demon Souls gets very different because that one has like 5 distinct different levels, so they're all like different areas. So that one, they're a bit different. I mean, stuff looks cool in Demon Souls, don't get me wrong. I don't think it looks as cool as this, though, especially in some different areas. But I'm finding the open world to be so fucking useful in these Souls games, man, because it's no longer grind this hallway a bunch of fucking times to level up and then go fight the boss again. It is, you're having trouble with this boss? Go explore a little while. Go left. Just
go into a dungeon.
Go into a dungeon, whatever the hell you find, just do that, and then come back later. You'll be a higher level, and you'll have a much easier time with the boss. That is so nice in Souls games. That is, I'm getting much less of that feeling of frustration with boss battles and stuff like that, because I can just go off and do new things somewhere else. It's no longer grinding the same things over and over again, which is fucking awesome.
What also helps to that is either the Sites of Grace or the Sites of America. Or Statues of America are usually right in front of a boss. Yeah. So there is no more running to a boss. Like I've not had to do that.
That feeling is not entirely gone of like, I got to do this again. That it's not entirely gone. It's every time I lose that boss, it's like, I almost killed him. Got to do it again. Or there's
but you're right there.
Yeah, you're right there, but I just don't want to say like it's not entire. That feeling of dread of doing stuff is not gone. That is still here.
Yeah, because you are replaying the bosses, but definitely like you still have to bash your head, learn
exactly learn bosses' rhythm, learn different enemy type rhythm, stuff like that. How you're gonna kill them, how you're gonna fight them, and eventually that's what's so fun about these games is you do learn that stuff, especially with the different enemy types that you fight again and again. You do learn how to kill those guys so fucking quickly, and be able to do that. Like if you're having trouble in a certain area, eventually you'll come back to that and you'll just wreck that whole area.
Yeah. For me, Margit was pretty easy. Maybe I was just a high level. I think I was like 35 when I fought him. But generally, Margit was pretty easy. But when I got to Godric in the castle, the first like big main demigod boss, which I think there's 6 of them in the game. I have beaten Godric. That's kind of where I am. I'm in like the next main kind of big castle area. Godric took me a while. He just there was a few times I got him close and then he would just one-shot me. I'm like, this is kind of ridiculous. but I ended up beating him eventually. It took just me using my summons, but I waited for like the second phase for him and then used him, and then I was able to.
So the thing about this, right, is there's so much to help you now in this one, like compared to I can only really compare it to Demon Souls because that's the one I just put the most time into. But there's just so much to help you, like your flasks fill up after clearing out like a bandit camp or something. They will just fill up again randomly, not randomly, but after you clear out that area. The stealth is so helpful. I do think the stealth is like super fucking basic compared to most AAA games nowadays. But I find myself using it more than I would in any other game because it's so helpful, and like I can just clear out.
Or even just get on your horse and just leave.
Yeah,
if you're in the open world.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great part, right? Is you can just leave and go somewhere else and go grind out the areas. And I think that I was wondering coming in here, what is the point of this open world? And it's like, oh, that's the point. Okay, because now I have to sit there.
Yeah, one thing that I found that's a little odd, and I wish it wasn't this way, was like when you're in a dungeon, I kind of wish I could just teleport out of it.
See, so normally when you like beat the boss in that dungeon, right, the optional boss, they'll have the little portal at the
that takes you to the site. You still can't if you're still even at the tip of that dungeon, you cannot fast travel out of it, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? You have to actually leave the
you gotta actually find the entrance,
and there's a few of them that you actually have to take an elevator, so it takes even longer. I'm like, all right, I just have to get out of this place, and then it's like let me fast travel. I'm out of here, But that's just a minor complaint.
The best part about this is just the exploration, and then just finding random stuff. Like I was just running in this little swamp area yesterday, right? And then all of a fucking sudden, this dragon came out of nowhere, scared the shit out of me, and killed a bunch of these little guys out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, holy shit! There's a fucking dragon. It's just this giant thing. And it's like that sense of exploration is very fun, and it's very fun to see.
Yeah, there's a bunch of just open world bosses too.
Mm-hmm.
You fight the tree sentinel. He's the first thing you see. Really, you get out of the open area, you see just this boss. He's just walking in front of you. Did you fight him?
Yeah, that was the guy on the horse, right?
Yeah, with the halberd. Yeah,
I fought him, and then I fought a few more optional bosses in that area. And it's just stuff like that is really fun. I don't find. So the story and lore here, there is story and lore going on. I have no fucking idea what's actually going on in this game. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I don't like that feeling of I don't really understand.
I could tell you the basic premise, but that's as much as I can tell you.
Yeah, I feel like everyone can just from that first cutscene, right? But it's
you're
not getting a moment to moment story here, right?
No, but even me beating that first main demigod, they don't reveal that much more yet. Right. It's only going to be more. So I could tell you just
is it though? Because I bet you'll get
I'm
5 more minutes worth of cutscenes in this whole game.
Maybe. I mean, I know there's a lot here, so I don't know.
It's just I understand these games are not about story or giving you a heavy narrative or stuff like that. I get that. You're supposed to make your own story with the adventure that you go on and the stuff you find and stuff like that. I just never found that type of stuff to be a good substitute for a heavy narrative and characters and good acting with mocap and stuff like that. I just like that stuff way more than this is the same problem I have with Breath of the Wild at parts too. Is there is really nothing pushing me forward here, and it's just a little bit unfortunate because I think you could tell a really cool story in this world.
Especially with Martin. I feel like they could have even used Martin more. Make him write more dialogue. Make he's one of the greatest writers, right? It's why you got him here. But yeah, I don't necessarily disagree, but you would think that the game would push you itself to see more of it.
It does. I want to play it. I want to keep exploring it. I want to keep finding new things. I do feel like I'm missing something when I'm playing it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the cutscenes. I like just talking to people and learning about the lore in the world. There was a girl that was blind. She had a thing over her head, and I just talked to her, and I was ahead of her in the road, and before I even talked to her, and I had fought a bunch of just wolves, and I come up to talk to her, and she's asking for help. And she was blind, so she didn't know what happened to the carriage that she was in because there was a flipped over carriage. And she was talking about her dad kind of forced her out of the castle, and she gave me a letter or something. I think she gave me a letter. She told me something to give to the dad and that was in Castle Morn, which is the next area. And just something little like that. It's like,
I did this exactly, where she gave you the letter. Yeah. I mean, that thing, did you get the ending of that part?
Well, I haven't even gone into Castle Morn yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
in Castle Morn, but that's it.
So, like, little stories like that are cool. Yeah, I do like
that's just building the world, right? I really like that. I kind of wish that I know that people don't like the quest log, like having a quest log in these type of games, but I kind of wish there was a little, like, a thing where I could be like, oh, this person told me this. That's all I need to see, just so that I could see it again. I'm like, he said go here. You know?
I'm taking heavy notes in this game, like, of stuff like that. Like, I talked to this lady and I did the thing for her, and then I did that, and I'm like writing all the notes out, and I'm putting markers on the map where I beat an optional boss. I put the little skull thing there, so I know I beat that, and then different things like that. Like, I'm trying to get like super into it, so I get lost into this game. But every time I'm doing stuff like that, I can help but think, what if you guys just did this for me? You know, like, how nice would that be? You know, and it's just like, that's what every other game does. And this game gets praised for that, which I don't really understand.
Yeah, but I think they're trying to avoid the Horizon, just millions of things in your map, millions of menus.
I don't need millions of things. I would just like, because even this really annoyed me, is like the Castle Morn that you're at, right? You have the Site of Grace that points you along in this game. That'll like kind of point you in the general direction where stuff is going. That you'll find a Site of Grace by Castle Morn that'll point you in towards Castle Morn, telling you there's something in there. And then even after you beat the boss in that Castle Morn, the Site of Grace will still point to in there. So I sat there for like 30 minutes running around Castle Morn because I thought I left something in there. Then I look it up, and on Reddit, someone was just like, no, it's just always going to point there even after you beat it. And it's like, okay, that's annoying. Like, why don't you guys just tell me I beat that?
Yeah, I guess that's just like, you should know you kind of beat the demigod. Let's get out of here. You know?
Yeah. It's just at a certain point, I feel like I'm finishing your game for you, you know, when I'm like taking these notes and stuff like that. And maybe that's on me. Maybe I shouldn't be doing all that. But again, what happens if 30 hours from now when I'm playing the game, I come back to Castle Morn and I go back in there again? And I'm just like, I don't even remember being here in the first place. It's like, oh, okay. Well, now you're just running through doing nothing.
Sure. Yeah, I think that there's definitely a balance to have with quest log and also it being pretty open and wanting you to kind of explore yourself. But I don't necessarily need it to tell me everything, because I love Breath of the Wild. I'm probably the one that likes it the most here. I adore that game, and I like that I just did what I wanted to do in Breath of the Wild at my own pace. This game's definitely different. Like, I still feel like the controls are not great. There's too many buttons it takes for me to do what I want to do. Like, I do a lot of spells. Trying to fight Godric, like, I wanted to be able to use spells. I didn't really have too many attack spells I could do to him, which kind of sucked. I had like a fireball, didn't do much, so I just kind of useless in the fight. But to be able to even do my spell, it takes too many buttons for me personally, and then constantly switching back to my shield if I want to block again. Just a little too many buttons.
It gets really annoying when I put so much equipment on and like stuff that I am actually using, which is nice, but then I'm sitting there pressing down, like, fuck, I gotta heal myself, down. Then I accidentally go over it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm about
to
die
again.
Now.
Yeah, go again. Yeah,
like that. That's pretty annoying.
Yeah, there's just like, I wish it kind of would adopt more modern controls, but then, like, even some modern games don't have like great controls, or they're doing so much. Like, the one game that comes to my head is like Ghost of Tsushima, which I think feels great to play, but there's a lot going on in that game, and you use every button and you use them in multiple ways. Like, there's a lot going on with that control scheme in that game. But yeah, the controls are a little off, but I still think it feels smooth to play. It's definitely my favorite playing of the From games. Maybe that just has to do with higher frame rate, and but I'm having a good time. I'm gonna try to beat it.
Too down on the game. I'm having a great time. Like, I'm enjoying all these boss fights and stuff like that. It's just maybe I prefer to have my hand held a bit more than this game does, and maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you don't really care for Breath of the Wild as much. I know you like it, but yeah, maybe that is the case. Maybe you like the open world a little more. I don't mean this in a negative way, a Ubisoft-ified, right?
Sure.
Like, have quest logs and have things on the map, and very narrative, right? Like, I know you probably like it more of that. And I completely understand. Yeah. I like both, but like, I think there is a balance of having way too many things and having minuscule, right?
I just like options, man. Like, just let me turn it on and off. Then is the thing.
Yeah.
It's just I don't understand why it has to be like this.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes from the developer not really caring to do it, right?
Like, even if you guys could just put a little check mark by the fucking base that I beat, and just so I know I beat it, instead of me having to write that out. And I understand some people might find that fun, right? Like, some people find taking their own notes very fun and stuff like that. I really don't, but
yeah. Like, if I beat a dungeon or whatever, like saying that I did that, right? I know that I can come back there for grinding or whatever, but like saying, hey, you did that, you beat the boss that's in there.
Yeah,
you got
no need to go back in there.
Yeah, or whatever, right? Like that would be nice.
I mean, even Breath of the Wild did that, right? With the shrines. Like, it wasn't like they didn't tell you when you did that shrine,
Yeah, this game does not do that. Yeah. You have to go in there and you're like, oh wait, I remember this place. Okay, yeah, I beat this place. Yeah. But
combat's super fun. No, I'm having a good time with the I typically stick with sword and shield in this. I don't really like a lot of the projectile weapons and stuff like that. I do want to get some spells, like the fireball sounds dope and stuff like that.
I had to buy that one.
Yeah, it's a long game. It's a big ass game. It was really funny the other day. I was just exploring the map, and like I took a right turn and I was like, oh, I wonder what's up here. And there was like this wall that was like on fire, and I was like, oh, what the fuck is going on there? And I get past that wall because I like found a way to jump over it, and I was just in hell. I was just like, everything it looked like Doom. Everything was red, and then these giant black chickens started chasing me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I got so scared. I've never been more scared in a game.
Teleport.
We gotta get out of here. Go.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I'm gonna try.
Awesome. The horse controls. This horse might control better than any horse in any game because it feels a little bit arcade.
Like how quick you get on. I like how quick you get off. My only complaint, and I think I said it last week, is that it's an item. That you have to switch to the item to actually use it, but you don't need it to get off. It just sucks that I need just a button. Yeah, I just wish there was a button that I could just get on the horse, get off the horse. I wish it was that. You call
that one all the time. Yeah. I almost have to equip less because I have like the whole equipment thing. I think there's 8 that you can equip in all. I almost have to equip less items.
I have my flask, 2 flasks, my flask of physic. I have a spirit and the horse. I think I only have 5 things.
Okay, I have 2 spirits on right now, and then
I might have 2 spirits, maybe.
Yeah,
but I know I have 1.
The summons are super nice too. They're very helpful. Just stuff like that. I don't know. I'm getting more and more into it as I keep playing. So I might come back to you guys next week and be like, "This game's
that's how I feel."
Yeah,
that's how I feel. The more
I like it, the more I play it. So maybe next week I'll be like Game of the Year, 10 out of 10. Right now I'm not, but I am very much enjoying my time still. So
I think I might be a little higher right now than you are, but the more I play, the more I like it. So. And I'm going to try, Sloan's trying to catch up with me, so we're probably going to try co-op. I know he beat Market as well, but it sounds like you already beat that other area from the sound of it.
Which
one?
Oh, the castle? Yeah.
So you went there first. See, I didn't. I explored.
I went south. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I did stuff, went to the Castle Stormvale, and then going to more now.
It is very fun to get lost in, man. Like when I was playing on Sunday and I was just like legitimately lost and like just finding new stuff, like that stuff is very fun, and the sense of discovery is great in this game.
Yeah,
definitely. Sims, you are not playing Elden Ring, but you've been gone.
I have questions regarding Elden Ring. Can I ask questions? Like stupid, maybe a lot of stupid questions. So you say if I wanted to get into it, like I like the idea that you can like over level yourself to then go to this, is it Margate, and just whoop her ass. So where do you grind? How do you grind?
You just go
everywhere. Yeah,
fight things. There are optional bosses that are in the open world. There are dungeons that have like little optional bosses at the end of them.
So from where I'm standing,
there are little items.
So I'm sorry. You fight people.
What you're going for. You want to like grind up a lot, and then your bosses will be here and just keep doing that. See, you're gonna hit a wall with that though, where the area you're in, you're gonna be getting very little runes to be able to level up. Then, so it's just gonna become kind of a slog if you don't move on to the next area.
So it seems like at each area you probably need to grind a little.
Yeah.
And then beat the boss, go to the next area, grind a little. That's probably how it's gonna happen.
So I beat these guys all and get their runes. Runes?
Yep. Yeah, and you call them souls.
I go up to people. I go to this other. I go to a certain character and level up with the runes, right?
No, you go to your sites of grace. It's just like the bonfires.
So
that's where you go.
And then you put points into what? Like attack, speed.
So they're not that basic. They're strength, endurance, vitality, arcane, intellect, dexterity, and mind. So there's 7 of them.
And then that's a permanent.
And they each do things. Yeah, and every level you get 1 point to put in something. And then your base character starts with like base skills.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to make sure you pick a character you're kind of thinking about what you want to do. You know,
it's very nice in the menu because it tells you like what exactly will get leveled up after you put it into whatever specific one you want. So
very menu heavy when you're looking at that though.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you really got to read it.
This shit got menu for days.
Yeah.
And then the thing that put me off of Demon Souls was on the PS3 because this is the last time I played one of these games. So we would die, and then you drop whatever you have, and then your health would be smaller. So that doesn't shrink.
No.
When did that stop
Dark
happening?
Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 did that, but the other games
Demon Souls did that on the PS3.
Your health shrunk?
So like you die, and then you'd be like a soul. You go soul trying to get back to your dead body, but as a soul,
because you're like the dead version. Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
So
no, that's not in this one. Right. No, you still drop your runes and then have you drop to the spot where you die.
But if you die again, you lose them permanently.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay.
I've only lost like a few little chunks. But nothing like
I had a bad one the other day. I lost like 5,000 something.
See, mine. I think I've lost a 4,000 one and an 8,000 one. But where my level is, it takes almost 10,000 for me. It's like 9,000, like 600 something for me to.
That's what I was noticing. That's what I mean. Sims was talking about that. But in the last area, I was just the last area I needed like another 6,000 to level up, and I was just getting so little from the enemies I was fighting that time. Where I was like, okay, I have to go fight the boss now because I got to move on to the next area to level up.
Yeah,
but like.
It feels like that ramp's real steep.
What point do you? What level do you think? Like, are you one-shotting these people now in like the lower level areas, or?
Well, the weird thing is like they will still hit you very hard. You're just hitting them. You're hurting them really bad. Yeah, like the enemies are still like I found even like the low-level enemies. I mean, not all of them. Some of them won't hit you as hard, but like some of them will still hit you pretty hard. You're just like rinsing them with your attacks.
Is there a way of like increasing your health bar to get higher, bigger and bigger?
That is a stat. That is vitality.
Right.
Well, if you want to get that health bar up pretty high, like you want vitality, but I mean that might not be what you want at the time. Maybe there's a weapon and you want to like up your dex or your strength so you can actually use that weapon. So it's definitely a balancing act. Like I just want to find a video that could get me to level 100 and I could just do whatever I want. That's what I want.
Just run through the whole damn game. Probably not even. Like he probably got me higher than that.
Listening to like kind of going on about the quests and stuff. Like listen to Andy Cortez, like the biggest, one of the biggest like Elden Ring people that I'm listening to at the moment. He was saying like, if you don't do a certain quest in a certain order, like that, you could completely miss that quest. That's a put off.
Probably.
But
that's so obscure that you might not even know.
Like he was, I think I was watching him the other morning, and he'd got this item that this guy, him and this guy were like best mates apparently, and then he'd gone and got this item, and then because he had this item, his best mate just like started attacking him, and it turned into a big boss fight.
That's true.
That seems cool.
Yeah,
see, like stuff like that does annoy me though. Is like you could just tell me more stuff. It's like the other day, Daniel told me about how I could level up my summons, and it's just like that's a really complicated process for something that they should just tell me how to do.
Same with I told you this last week about the Ashes of War and like getting that knife.
Yeah,
Like, if you don't get that knife, you cannot equip your Ashes of War.
You'll never be able to do that, which is a big part of the game, you know? And the same thing with the summon things. It was like, you got to talk to this lady 3 different times and then go get this item and then talk to her again and she'll teleport there. It's like a whole fucking puzzle just to get this most like basic upgrade. And I'm like, why? Why can't you just tell me that? And I guess some people really like that type of stuff, but it's just, I don't know. That just
I guess what you could say is with the Ashes of War and with the summons, don't really need them. You could say that. Like, you could just level yourself up and fight with the That's it, right? Like, you just don't even use those mechanics.
But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Ashes of War aren't completely necessary. Like, I want to give you a little hint here for your Ashes of War, because I know you like your sword and shield. Did you buy the no skill Ashes of War?
No skill?
Yeah. Did you see that one?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I have whatever one is making it a quality sword on right now.
Yeah, when you get those different ones, it's kind of depending on what your build is. I think one of them is like helps your dex. I would just keep an eye on those. But if you go buy the no skill, I forget what church it was, but there's a church with the guy that sells them. No, it's not a church. It's the dude that's in that house near the forest.
Yeah.
Did you talk to that guy?
Yeah, the guy that sells Ashes of War.
Yes.
Yeah, I've met him.
So if you go to him, buy the one that says no skill. Okay.
Buy the one that says no skill. Okay.
What does buy the one that says no skill. So what it does, so how often do you two-hand your sword?
The War Master Shack. That's where I have this in my notes.
Yeah. So when you want to use your Ashes of War on your sword, you have to two-hand it, right? And then use it?
No.
Or do you equip it to your shield and use it?
No, I have it on the sword.
Okay. So how you have to really do it is it's the left trigger, right?
Yeah.
So you have to two-hand it or not have your shield equipped to be able to use it. So what the no skill does is you put the no skill on the shield. That way you can still have your shield out and hit the left trigger, and it will use the Ashes of War for your right hand.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Does that make sense? So normally you would have to two-hand and then use it.
Yeah.
If you have no skill on, that means there is no extra skill. Like basic skill is what? Parry? Left trigger's parry. It gets rid of the parry.
Yeah, that's the one on my shield.
It gets rid of the parry. So you take the parry. If you like the parry, you like the parry. But if you want to use the sword all the time, you put the no skill on, and that way your left trigger is always your sword.
Okay. Interesting. Do you still have your shield then? Yeah.
I mean, you can keep the parry, and you'll still be able to use your shield, and it will be out the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just your left trigger is not a parry. It is only your Ashes of War.
Okay. I'll have to look at it.
And that's how I do it. I don't need the parry. I like the guard counter instead.
Yeah, I like that too.
The guard counter is great.
Yeah. I mean, that one you can get very easily because it's not really about timing too much. You just kind of hold the shield and
right after you do it. In attack, yeah.
Parry, I almost got down. I got down with like your basic enemies, most of them. I mean, every time you see a new enemy, I have to get it down again because
figure out how he attacks
timing and stuff like that. Yeah, but I could not get it on Magritte, whatever the hell his name is.
He is very. I wouldn't even recommend parrying him.
No, I couldn't. After I think I got it like once, and it was just like, damn.
I'd recommend just using the summons and standing back.
Yeah, that's how I beat him. Yeah, I used what was the wizard's name? Roger. He's a G. Character of the year, that guy.
I'm using the Godric soldiers. That's the one I'm using.
Oh, that's why I still got the wolves for my main.
The wolves are good. I like the wolves.
The wolves are fucking great. They're mostly good for a distraction. Anyways, I want to move on from Elden Ring because we're running out of time here. And Sims, you got to talk about Horizon or whatever you're playing.
You're muted.
I think you're muted, bud.
All right. Sorry, I'm getting like sick. Like every minute, I'm just getting like, and my head's filling.
I'm just feeling terminally ill. So
honest to God, like I don't know what it is. I just like keep disappearing to like blow my nose. Yeah, like infamously, like Mr. Sims here doesn't like Horizon Zero Dawn, like not one of his
Horizon and horror game or horror movies.
He's just not a big fan of Horizon Zero Dawn. And I don't know. I felt like as a video gamer connoisseur, I felt it was my due diligence to play the Horizon Forbidden West, and I popped it on and instantly like just fell in love with it. Like, yes, it's pretty much Zero Dawn again, but for me, for context, I'm playing it on the story mode, so everything's just much easier, simpler. It's just most enemies are 2 shots max. Like some of the machines, you have to hit them in their weak spots, but they go down relatively quickly. And the story mode gives you it also takes away the hassle of like having to knock off a certain piece of equipment off the machines to get the certain part you need to upgrade items. So you literally just kill the enemy, and then you loot them, and all their items are in that one section, which is great. Which I think it takes away the things that maybe I didn't like in Zero Dawn. Like, playing this game like takes me back to why I didn't like Zero Dawn. Of like, I didn't like the faff, I didn't like the hassle. But the game's beautiful. Like, the game's phenomenal. Like to look at, like, it's just a visual feast. Like, it's just, my eyes are just constantly just eating. Like, I know that sounds really stupid to say, but like, it's so good. Like, I mean, the first part of the game, like, you meet what's his name? You meet that guy.
Val.
No, not Vol.
Errand.
No, not Vol. What's his name?
Ted Farrow.
No, what's his name? I try to be funny, but it's not working.
Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry.
No.
A wrestler, is he like wrestling the dinos?
I thought we were just saying random names.
No, I'm naming characters in the game.
Oh, were those characters? I didn't notice. No,
I named. Who else is a dude in this game? You got Kotalo, one of my favorite characters. You got the
Sims hasn't met him yet.
The chief guy.
You meet Donald Glover, and he's great.
That was the.
I just was pissing me off as well. But no, as soon as I start the game, and all of a sudden Donald Glover's there, and I'm like, "You are Donald Glover? How you doing, man?" He
doesn't look anything like Donald Glover.
He looks exactly like Donald Glover.
No, he doesn't.
He does at the beginning because his beard.
Like
He has a beard. He has a beard. All right. Anyway, so you meet Donald Glover, and he's like, "You're right, mate." And I'm like, "I don't remember you from the first one. Like, I do not remember you." And apparently, are you supposed to remember this guy?
I don't.
I loosely remember him.
So, okay, so I'm not, because I was like,
sure.
I mean, I briefly remember like Horizon. I remember like mainline in the game, and I was like, I don't remember you. Like, I surely I'd remember like Donald Glover.
He had like the storyline with his sister and stuff. I loosely remember.
Anyway, so he's there. Anyway, so you go for, and then all of a sudden, like, the game just like, every cutscene is like fantastic. I like watching every character's animation is fucking mind blowing. You look at it and you like every facial expression. There's the one part that really just blew me away. I had to stop it because I was like, this is too good. And I was talking to the chef in the first area. Was it called? Before you.
Chain Scrape.
Yeah, you go to Chain Scrape and you talk to the chef and he's like, he wants to get his revenge or something on the guy that's causing some mischief. And I was just looking at his little like mischievous like squints of his eyes, and the way his face moves and the way he talks and the way, like, it just looked real. Like, it just really just blew me away. And like, I met these 3 guys in a certain place. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. And the way they act and the way they talk to each other, and the whole animation of the characters are probably the part that just really keeps making me want to play. I want to meet new characters. I want to see how they move. I want to see, what they're wearing, and the tribes. Or
no spoilers, but if you go back to that place you were just talking about, after you do like the main thing there's a really, really cool side mission. I platinumed this game, by the way.
Congratulations. That's the aim. And the reason why, people are like, it's been out 3 weeks and like, you're not really that far. I think you guys are really puzzled of like, why I have not. But I'm literally going to every single question mark. And 9 times out of 10, especially because I'm so early and relatively like not done anything, like 9 times out of 10, it's like missing item. Can't do anything. Like, if I see another one of these red things sticking out the ground that I can't do anything with, I'm going to throw something. Because I want to know what's going on.
I would see what I would recommend, and you're not going to do it. I already know. There's a point in the game when it is apparent that you can explore very easily. And once you get to that,
I know that was ruined for me. It was ruined. Okay. I'm guessing that you guys said, "Oh, there's a big gameplay gameplay mechanic." Yeah, because I remember Greg was playing it, and then all of a sudden he just did something, and something happened, and something appeared, and then he did something. And I was like, "Fuck!" Like he did say it.
I would wait until that, and then do as much as you.
And I have thought about it. I'm at work. I'm trapped in my own head.
Honestly, that changed the whole way I played. At least for like going for the platinum, that changed the whole fucking thing, because it was just like, okay, this is completely different.
You know what? Daniel, you might be right. You might be right. I might actually listen to you. But
just kind of do
109 episodes in. Today is the day I might listen to you. Like, because I'm thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. I'm sat there. I'm chopping the onions. I'm cooking the children's foods. I'm making the food. I'm mixing it up, and I'm thinking, I should just wait. Like, I should just continue with the story. And
you also, Sims, to get the platinum, don't have to do nearly everything.
I know, but I like the question marks. I'm trying to go through this like build of like a sneaky bastard. I want to be up in the mountains, and I've got my sharpshoot bow, and I'm pressing R1 to extra zoom in, and then I'm pressing R3 to slow everything down, so you zoom in a little bit more, and I'm just like. But the arrow doesn't reach 500 yards. So I've got this guy lined up perfectly, and I just see the arrow just dip. I'm like, oh no, oh no. I can't. The game is. It's the visuals that make me like love the game. Like the gameplay is the same. You see the monsters.
Yeah.
You watch the monster, like the machines, like do their thing, and you observe them, and you're like. It's just the world is incredible, and the animations of the characters, and like looking at Aloy's face, like watching her like get frustrated, watching her go from to when she not everything goes Aloy's way, so she gets frustrated, and then when it does, like you can see the light in her eyes light up, you can see her face light up, you can see her mustache grow. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, you know. And I don't know. I look forward to getting to the cutscenes, but then again, I'm distracted by the world because, like the story. Like, there's something happening in the story that I was like, it just made me put everything down. I go, what the fuck is going on? Like, and I was like, fucking.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot.
But it was like it was like to a point where it was like 1 minute to the time I had to go, and all of a sudden this thing happened, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta go. But like, what is going on? Like, I was really like. It just seems like the best compliment I can give this game so far, and I can kind of see where it's going. Like, Aloy doesn't want help, but she should get help, and everyone wants to help her, and then I can see the story going, where she's gonna need help, and she's gonna have to accept.
It actually doesn't get into that. I thought the same thing when I was like, it actually doesn't get into that as much as you would think.
But you can see, it just seems like the best compliment I can give this game is Mass Effect 2. It seems like the Mass Effect 2 to Mass Effect 1. Like, it just improves on everything. And then, hopefully, like, Mass Effect... But that's where I am. Where I am right now is just like...
Yeah,
it just
I
seems
don't
like...
think it's... Like, that leap from Mass Effect 1 to 2 is very large. I don't think that this is that much of, like, a large leap.
I just think with... I just think... The game is beautiful, and I think that's the main thing about it. Like, it's the classic PlayStation Studios. Like, it's got every it's just got that polish, and this is why we play these PlayStation's first studios. Like, this is why they stand out. This is why we get excited for state of plays and then get disappointed, because we know the level of quality they can deliver, and then when state of plays do get announced, we expect every game to be Spider-Man, Wolverine, Horizon 3. We want all them. We don't want, no disrespect to these Japanese developers, we don't want Dino Crisis Anthem. We don't want,
someone does.
But someone does, 100%. Yeah, definitely. But I'm not that far, but I'm just majestically taking my time. I'm not on the mountain. I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. I'm just plodding along, and then when I see these ruined things and these like puzzle elements, I'm just like, I want to do this. Or like, I found the abandoned ruin, like it's just an old building, and maybe I didn't pick up on this the first game, but the way they speak about like our time, like, you know, our present time of like, oh, it's the ancient world. I was like, no,
the
that's
old world.
No, that's a fucking car. You know what I mean? It's a fucking car. Like, like, oh,
it's funny what stays around and what doesn't. You know, like what just gets like, why is this random car just rusted and sitting there still? But there's no other random cars.
Yeah, there's not cars everywhere.
Or this building
stood,
and I was like, what?
The United States has cars everywhere. We would see cars everywhere,
right?
You know.
And then
but yeah, you're right. I love how they call it the old world. It's great.
And the way she's like, oh, it's like ancient, like the trinkets that you pick up, ancient like bracelet is the watch. It just, I don't know. The main thing for me is just the animations of every character, the love and care of every character. Like, you know, you talk to these like the chef, they just blew me away, and like the 3 guys that I just met, like. And then the cutscene, I did something, and then the cutscene that happened, and then what happened, and the visuals of it. I was like, it's fucking phenomenal, like absolutely incredible. The moment it's just good. I'm having a really good time. I'm just taking my time with it. I shouldn't take my time with it. There's 1,001 games to play. You guys just completely like unsold me on Elden Ring, but that's not your fault.
I wouldn't have recommended. I probably wouldn't have recommended it for you anyways.
I want to try it, but it just sounds like a commitment that I'm already shouldn't be doing. I'm already committing to Horizon that I shouldn't commit to. I don't know.
I really wish these games weren't on top of each other, because I would have stayed around longer in Horizon and like done literally everything if I didn't.
You still can.
Horizon. No, I can, and like I'm hopeful for DLC for this game. I think they'll probably make another expansion like they did with Zero Dawn, something like that. Give me that, then I can go back and do whatever I had left off, because I had a lot of stuff left off even after I platinumed it. So I would like to go back at some point, but I wanted to move on to Elden Ring. So yeah,
I do. Aloy is like Aloy is just a frustrating character though. Like, I mean, I'm very early, but like, you know, something happened with Donald Glover. I had to look again. And then this other lady, and she's, I don't know, like, just like, what do you want?
She is definitely, it definitely changed
like,
in like what 6 months, like supposedly the games, right?
Like,
she went through drastic changes, because that's not where, like, she did not leave this negative in Horizon.
No, yeah, she saved the day, and then she's ready to like see what's cracking on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's 6 months, really. Like they
you saved the day. Hey, you got more shit to do. You know how pissed off I'd be. Like, oh goddamn. Yeah, I do hate everyone. I don't want your fucking help. Everyone, get the fuck out of my way. I just saved you all, and I got to do it again.
Sloan, he's playing Elden Ring, and he started Horizon a little bit. He had the same thing. He said the same thing. He's like, why is she so angry all the time? Why does she just not care a ton? But he obviously, no, he actually doesn't.
Not to say, dude, he's got fights to go back and watch. Okay, he does not have time for video games. You turn that shit off.
Sometimes I think he watches too much of the other stuff, and like I'm like, play this game. I bought you Last of Us for Christmas. Go play Last of Us Part 2.
Why has Sloan not played Last of Us Part 2?
I don't know. Well, he was waiting for PS5, and then it took him forever to get one, and then like I got it for Christmas this Christmas, and like he just still hasn't played it yet.
Have you thought about assaulting him?
I'm not gonna assault him. Just wait for him to walk.
I mean, Sloan watches way too much UFC. You'd be in an armbar. You'd be a Kimura straight away.
How big is Sloan compared to you?
Yeah, man. He definitely.
No idea how tall you guys are.
He's definitely bigger in terms of weight.
I know
like, he weighs
5'2", 5'3", and then Daniel, you got to be like what, a good 6 foot?
Daniel looks like a good 4'7". Like he's definitely
4'7". Okay, I could see that as well. I'm actually 7 foot tall. I don't know if you guys know that.
Nice.
But yeah, Horizon. I'm having a good time. I might. You convinced me. I think I know what I know. It would make sense for me to do that and make my journeys faster. But I don't know. Yeah, but then one more last thing. Like, I just did something with the Tornek, which was like so fun to do. Like compared to the last one of like just climb the Tornek. This one was like, oh, you got to do something with the Tornek, and I was like, oh shit. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
There's a couple of really cool ones too later on, especially.
Even Natalie was like, "Oh, what are you doing that for?"
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do that. And I was like, I haven't got choices.
I talked about it on the show last week, but there was one that was like inside a cauldron, and you end up doing both a tall neck and a cauldron at the same time. That one was really
okay, sweet. But yeah, I even enjoyed the cauldron. Like, I didn't enjoy the cauldrons. I didn't even do them in the other one. I was just like, I don't like being inside this dark, dingy place. But yeah,
scary.
going into like I don't know, going to like through it seemed like a bridge under a like I don't know. I went through this like bridge type thing, you know. But she was like, "Oh, the olden time cave," and I was like, "No, just a bridge, car park,
It's just
type.
a bridge,
Just a bridge,
The olden time cave.
Do you know what I mean? And then just for shits and giggles, I worked with a lady called Liz, and now I call her Elizabeth Sobek, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "You'd never understand. You'd never understand it." She's like,
just change it from Liz to now just call her Sobek.
I just be like, "Elizabeth Sobek, how are you today?" She's like, "What?" I was like, "Honestly, if you don't know,
my face."
You know what I mean, Liz? You're 63-year-old nursery nurse.
Not Horizon Forbidden West, Liz. Okay, Jesus. Anyways, guys, I gotta go to work. Do you guys want to play a game, or do you want me to wrap?
I want to go. I really don't feel very well, but like, I think we should promise Daniel that we will go home and we'll talk about.
We'll go home. We're all home right now.
We'll do it the next time we're all here. We'll do it.
I just don't feel very well at all. Like I keep, but I'm so disappointed the fact that you don't think that Varl looks like Donald Glover at the beginning of the game. I was very upset at the way he took his beard off. Like he should have left that beard.
That's one of my favorite creators of all time. He does not look like Donald Glover.
Maybe a slight resemblance. Anyways, that was the Nerdic Gods Podcast, episode 109. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to us over at youtube.com/Nerdic Gods. You can also find us on all audio platforms. Guys, anything else you must say?
No.
Sim, say Donald Glover again.
Be good to each other.
Glover.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Donald Glover. He looks like Donald Glover.
No, he doesn't.